Okay, I think we're live here. Let me just.
Hello, everyone.
Here we go. Hey, everyone. If anybody's here yet, let me just. Here we go.
You did say there were 5 waiting, so I don't know if those 5 are still waiting or if they buggered off.
All right. We'll chime in. Where's my? Oh, here we go. It's been like, I guess it's been a little bit since I did one of these. Here we go. Comments there. Oh, Erie's here. Hi, Erie. Hey, Danielle. Okay, so yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us. Probably not too many people here yet, but thanks everyone for joining us for the first episode of Is This Thing On? Where we'll be talking about all crazy things. So I'm Dave, and this is Olive from Book Blather, if you don't know us. And
I'm Gareth, and my channel is Book Songs and Other Magic. And we're going to be alternating who's kind of like fielding the comments, basically, because it's on both our channels, but only one of us is going to be bringing the comments up. So we'll alternate. So it's Dave tonight.
Yeah.
So I won't know the comments until.
Yeah. We're a little technically challenged, but we've gotten a little sophisticated. We've learned a few things. We have our tech support MJ from Reading This Life. That's that we just ping whenever we need some help. Hey, Greg. Hey, Kelly. And so, yeah, so this is the first episode. If you didn't hear us talk about it before, we just decided to do this show because Gareth and I have just been on a number of different live streams, and we've been on a number of them together, and we've had really good conversations and have been enjoying them a lot. So we figured, why not turn it into a regular show in 2024? So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be, as Gareth would say, fortnightly. So for those of us in America, that means every other week, every other Thursday at this time, unless we run into some hiccups.
It's nice, isn't it? You say one word. If you say fortnightly, it's one word.
That's true. Maybe I should just switch over. We'll just start saying fortnightly from now on. I was going to put that in the thumbnail, and then I'd say, there's not room for it.
Nah.
Like a little bubble with Gareth saying fortnightly. So.
Yeah, you'll be saying the word pavement next, and trainers.
Trainers was trainers.
They're sneakers.
You call that your regular word for sneakers is trainers?
Yeah, and
not just like when you're training for a race, just like normal everyday sneakers.
No, trainers are. I only wear trainers. I've got dodgy feet, so I have to wear trainers. So, but yeah, they're sneakers. But we don't sneak. So I think you guys clearly sneak a lot, but we just open the door, go hello, but you like go around like that, and we train a lot.
So this is another common topic we'll be discussing fortnightly is our differences in our two different English languages, and hopefully we won't spend a half an hour on something like we did with pork roll, but it will often come up. Okay, so let's see here. MJ,
well, because I'm sitting here in my trousers. Yeah, I'm sitting in my trousers. But if I was American and I said I was sitting in my pants, yeah, which is what you'd say, that sounds to me like I've just got my underpants on, but I've got trousers on as well. I'm not going to show you. But if you've just got your pants on, then it would suggest that you've just got your underpants on.
Oh, well, I've actually got trousers on today, so even though you can't see.
That's cool. We can reassure everybody that we're all wearing trousers.
Olive was going to wear her trousers, but she's too hot.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, let's see who's here. So he said, there we go. Erie's here. Daniel, hi guys. MJ, we were just talking about you, MJ. You're, I don't know if you heard about your tech support. Greg is here. Kelly is here. Zap is here. Hi guys. Alan's here. Hello, Dave. Hello, Gareth. Olive, everyone. Olive's falling asleep already over there.
I've got Ralph here, but Ralph's just licking his feet. Basically, that's all he's doing. He's not got trousers on.
I thought maybe they should have been in the thumbnail because I think more people probably come to our channels to see them than to see us, but you know, you have to make a
Yeah.
creative decision.
Yeah. Well, also Rosie's been making an appearance in some of my videos, and she and I kind of got used to that, and then she just suddenly attacked me during one of the videos I was making, and I thought that's why I don't like her being next to me when I'm doing a video. So she's a very beautiful, very beautiful cat, but completely insane. So she was just sort of sitting there purring, and then suddenly you went, I was like, whoa! And she normally just attacks my wife, but she decided to attack me. You know, I thought there was a house rule that she only attacks my wife, but clearly,
you got to at least teach her to respect the camera. You know?
Yeah, respect the camera.
Is this Fortnite on? Hi Zap, hi Alan. Everybody's still saying hi to everyone. Hey William. I knew trainers. He.
I thought maybe I could follow the chat with this, but it's not really bringing the chat up, so that's not going to work. You're gonna have to just tell me what people are saying. You have to bring it up.
Okay. I'll try to I'll try to put them all up there. You can't see it in your studio there?
No. Unless if I press that button,
you probably defaulted on private chat, but if you hit comments, it might.
Oh no, that doesn't help.
No.
I can add my own comment to the chat by pressing that button, but it doesn't actually include the chat. So, although my TV should show me the chat, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all good. It doesn't matter.
like we said, we're a little technically challenged. That's why MJ is here this evening, in case we run into any trouble. The important thing is,
I mean, you can if someone says, you know, Gareth Dinlow, that's a Portsmouth phrase, and then you're like, oh, I won't show it to him, it'll upset him, and then I won't even see it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'll leave that one, you know. But then if someone says Gareth's channel's the best channel ever, and then you're like, I don't want him to see that because my channel's clearly the best one, so then you can skip that one. I won't know.
I'll just skip over. Yeah, I'll just skip over it. That's a good plan.
I've seen the Red by Fred say hi. I don't know how out of date I am, but
we got to catch up. So Jim from Mystery and Mayhem is here.
Hello, Jim.
Alan, yeah. Jessica's here from Bad as Rad too.
Awesome.
I wear trainers, jumps, and trousers. Oh, so Zap, you're in the UK. I didn't know that actually. You're in the UK, Zap. Okay. Hey, Alan.
A jumper.
Yeah, jumper. Succulent pies.
This is like what is this? This is not a jumper, is it? This has got a zip, so it's not really a jumper.
Wait, so what do you guys consider? What do you guys consider a jumper?
A jumper is like a pullover, I think you'd call it. Like if this didn't have this kind of material, but you just put it over you and there's no zip or anything. You just that would be a jumper.
See, I would usually call a jumper. It's like almost like an overall thing.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what overalls? You guys use the word overalls?
Well, we have overalls. They're like like uniforms that garage people wear and stuff. They're overalls.
Yeah.
Like boiler suits. Yeah.
Or very stylish people, Gareth.
Yeah, very stylish
people. Great.
Stylish garage people.
Oh, thanks, Jess.
Thank you. Okay. Someone said, did you notice, Dave? Someone said that they're really pleased we were doing one together because they get our channels confused.
Oh, really? Oh, we're too far behind here. You see, this is the good thing. So you're seeing all the current comments. And
no. This was a comment made when we did our announcement. This wasn't someone just said that now. That was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, someone said they were pleased we were doing it together because they confused us. So next time we should go. I'll go. Hello, I'm Dave, and you can go. Hi, I'm Gareth, and that really throw them.
Oh yeah.
We're nearly 10 minutes in. We haven't said anything yet.
Hi, Olive. All sleeping. You want to perk up just for a minute here? Why don't you? Here, I give you a little treat. People are saying hi to you, Olive.
I don't know if this is of interest to people. Hey, what's that, Dave?
Ralph there?
Ralph. Okay, he's gonna. I don't know if he wants me to move him. Come here. He's looking at me. He's going, "What are you doing?" Come and say hello.
Hey, there he is. Say hello, Olive. Say hello, Ralph.
There he is.
Very handsome, right?
All right.
She's not going to admit it now, but she told me offline that she thought he was pretty handsome.
Oh, really? Oh, look at that. He's pulled.
You see, now she's getting embarrassed. She's looking away. But
did you hear that? You got an admirer. Do you like that? He looks so much like a Muppet, doesn't he? He could be Sprocket from Fraggle Rock, couldn't you? Should have called you Sprocket.
She's actually getting a haircut tomorrow. She gets.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Then you can sit there for a minute. So she's gonna have a haircut. I love that.
She's gonna get a haircut. Good starting crew in the comments. Yeah, this is a good crew we got.
All the best people. So because we're going to do this every 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about loads of different things. We're going to have different guests on. We are going to have a guest on soon. He's not waiting in the wings yet, but he's ready to come on soon. So there will be a guest tonight, and there'll be guests in general. But I also thought it might be nice. Where the hell have I put it? I thought it'd be nice to have a particular biscuit every time as well. Oh, there it is. So today while we're chatting, I'll be eating malted milk biscuits, and they're one of the best biscuits around. They're awesome. So if a Brit's watching this, they'll be going, "Oh yes, malted milk." And if you guys watching, you're going, "What? Malted milk? What's a malted milk biscuit?" So it's like malt is in it. It's got like a malt flavor. Yeah.
And Gareth promised he's going to have a different. Gareth promised he's going to have a different kind of biscuit each show. So you all have to hold him to that.
Lots of different cultural moments in our chat.
All right, so Dad says I can watch pet videos all day. Me too. That's like all I get on my Instagram is just one pet puppy video after another. Thanks, Dad. I arranged my apartment this weekend. Awesome. Kind of books you out on the glass shelf. You put in the glass shelf. That's for you, Alan. Don't know why, but the chat is not moving along. Not seeing MJ's comments until you put them up on the screen. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I had that issue. So Kelly's probably using my computer.
Maybe. Yeah, I have it up on my iPad just as like as an anonymous user, Kelly, and they're coming up on my iPad. So I don't know if you've got maybe you don't have the chat clicked or.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? Because obviously people are replying to each other and getting the conversation going. It doesn't matter when we see it if they can chat away. So it doesn't
is anybody
matter.
else having that problem? Is anybody else not seeing the chat moving along? Hey, Fred, thanks for coming out. Hey, Gareth and Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to refresh mine because I've got I've got Kelly's comment, and then underneath it, I've got Fred saying hi, Gareth, which was put up there ages ago. So. That is weird. So I'm going to go back into it.
Yeah, Fred, I was glad to see another video up from you the other day, Fred. You were quiet there for like a month, so I was glad to see you again.
Yeah, I nearly sent him a message asking him if he was all right. And then literally, as I was about to do it, his video came up. I was like, oh, I don't need to. That's all right.
I was getting worried about it, right? Isn't that funny? Like you get so used to seeing people on such a regular basis, then you get worried if they like go quiet. Because like, God forbid somebody doesn't post a video for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. So, oh my God, they haven't posted a video, but maybe they just didn't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe they were actually busy with the life, you know.
The difference for me is if I decide not to post a video, then you won't see the effect of that until May.
That's you got them all queued up, right? Like for months. That's what I need to do. I need to get a little bit better. I just started to this year, a little more disciplined this year, but I need to get get a nice queue going like you do. So Alan's off to Trader Joe's.
Gone what? He's off to Trader Joe's. Okay. Now, I was going to say part of the issue why there's so many at the moment, although last summer I queued up loads because I just had loads of time in the summer. My wife went away for 3 weeks and I was just like making loads and loads of videos.
Oh.
But this summer, I did my big unhaul and I had all of my boxes of books out in the loft. So I did a library haul thing. A library tour thing. So I've got loads of videos of my books, like a library tour thing to come out. So that's what some of them are. So that's just, it wouldn't necessarily be a thing as much. I wouldn't have as many scheduled up if I didn't have all those book videos of the library tour. So that's the thing.
Let me ask you about that in a minute, but let me just catch up on here. So Alan's right. We will still be on when he gets back from Trader Joe's. He knows us too well. Feels so bad. I am getting some salads from Traders. Faulkner Dante Classics on top shelf. Alan talking about organization of his new shelf.
That's talking about Pompey, where I live. So Pompey's the nickname for Portsmouth. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how did it get that nickname?
I don't know. It's used because we're a naval town, so it's probably a naval thing. But it's used probably the most frequently now, thanks to the football club, because there's like a phrase, because it's quite a well-known football club, Portsmouth FC, PFC, and there's like a phrase, "Play up Pompey," which they all chant, "Play up Pompey, Pompey, play up," when they're watching it. I say they because I don't watch football. This is. Yeah, I'm not particularly sporty, which means that if it was like 200 years ago, I probably would have been turfed out of Portsmouth with pitchforks. Go, you're not real Portsmouth, But I've only ever lived here.
I was going to say the rendition you just gave. I mean, they should be hiring you to lead the chant. I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I can do the best Portsmouth accent because I've only ever lived it. What?
Okay, so this is interesting. Daniel's saying I wasn't able to see the chat until I went to the stream via Bookblather, even though both channels are streaming.
Oh.
Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you, Daniel. So what we're doing is, so this is the first time we've done this. Gareth and we've done it on one channel or the other. And what we just set up, MJ helped us set up how to do this simultaneous streaming. So it streams to both channels. But I guess maybe the one that sets up the stream, Gareth, maybe that's MJ.
Yeah, if that's the thing, so maybe we could just alternate who streams it and then just do it that way. We could do that.
Yeah.
And then just
so that must be maybe, even though it's going to yours, I guess it's not broadcasting the chats.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's interesting. Okay. Did you know that, MJ?
Maybe we taught MJ. Get off my channel. Go to Dave's. Get his Get numbers up.
Maybe we taught.
Hey, go on.
I was gonna say maybe we taught MJ something tonight, but I doubt it. I'm sure she already knew that.
Well, she just said sweater, which I think is probably what I mean by jumper. I think.
Yeah.
So
right.
She's adding to that. So I said pullover, but I think it's jumper, a sweater. I think pullover might actually be an English word. But yeah, I was just talking about because I just made a comment about getting on your channel to up numbers. I had a weird situation with numbers this week because sadly one of my favorite musicians died, Del Palmer, the bass player for Kate Bush. And I put a really short video up, and it's like loads of views, much more than I'm used to. It's like 1,230 now.
Yeah,
which is mad. I'm normally pleased when it goes over 100. So.
Well, I'm sure it's two things. It's probably people searching that death. But also what I've noticed is I just started to do a few shorts. I never really did shorts. And those shorts always get way more views than I think just shorter videos generally people are more inclined to click on because they only have a couple minutes, right? They only have like 10 minutes before they got to run out. It's easier to click.
I try and limit my normal videos to 20 minutes. But sometimes it goes a bit over.
Yeah.
I've actually filmed 1, 2, 3 videos now for the Banned Books project.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've done quite well with reading banned books recently, and I've done a video each time. So the Wizard of Oz one went up. Yeah.
That's some good advanced planning.
Yeah, they're shorter books, but I'm still pleased because even if they're shorter, I get so busy that sometimes my reading is terrible. So I've done quite a lot in the first sort of 10, 11 days or whatever. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let me catch up. Our guest is here in the has been waiting in the so let me just catch up on these real quick so we get everybody. People still saying hi. We can bring in our guest.
Diamond Geezer.
Diamond Geezer. What does that mean? That's a UK thing?
Geezer is like English for bloke, and bloke is English for person or man, not person, man. I like bloke more than geezer.
Being
But
from
they
a
do say
non-industry.
geese a lot in Portsmouth. What geese?
All right. Oh my gosh, we're so behind again. We always get so far behind. William saying, being from an English speaking country, I like to mix up terms, whatever sounds right to me. Yeah, I even find myself now occasionally using, because I talk to enough of you guys in the UK, that I use the word fancy now. Like I will
Fancy.
just naturally sometimes I say like I fancy this, I fancy that. I never before in my life used the word fancy. That is only because of you guys. You
fancy? I like that. Yeah, fancy a bit of that. Yeah, I
Greg's
fancy a
right.
biscuit now. Actually, time to open the biscuit.
Yeah, get
I
yourself a
fancy,
biscuit.
I fancy a malted milk biscuit while you're looking at the comments.
So Greg says getting behind in comments is live stream tradition. That's true, but I noticed that Greg is actually very good with keeping up with it. Oh, there's a treat. It's definitely a talent you have to acquire. Both so adorable. I think that's the dogs, not us.
Hey, let's claim it. Let's claim it. No, they meant us.
She meant us. You're right. She meant us.
Yeah.
Olive thinks Olive is the right sort. Yeah, she does. Right now, she's being bashful because I embarrassed her. She had a miniature schnauzer. Comments in your live stream go crazy. It's a great conversation.
Yeah.
So, if those of you that don't know, Greg and Alan have a great live stream on Monday nights. I see what's going on. Chat are unique to the channel you are watching. Yeah, that's what's awesome.
Also, it might not even be the fact that you're streaming it. It could be whoever's tuning into that channel, that chat is going up.
Maybe, but I think Daniel said he wasn't seeing them when he was on yours, and he had to switch to mine.
Yeah, but you might see someone else's if they were watching my one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the conclusion is, I think it's best to. I reckon we should alternate. Otherwise, not everyone's going to see the comments, are they? So
MJ will sort it out for us.
She's like, I've got to sort you guys out. So this is a malted milk, and it's got a picture of a cow, but like a picture. It's like an indent thing of a cow and a. I mean, it's you can't tell unless you just know that's what it's supposed to be. Possibly a dog. I don't know.
Is there chocolate on the other side?
No, it's just normal, just straightforward biscuit. But biscuits without chocolate still deserve to live.
Yeah, no, I was just asking because somebody gave me a box of Belgian chocolates for Christmas. They're so delicious. But a lot of them, some of them look like that, but they have chocolate on the other side when you flip them over. So, they're so good. But I should stick with the non-chocolate ones. Let me get through this while Gareth is enjoying his biscuit. Gareth, add those to my list. I'm not sure what's she talking about? The biscuits? Wink, wink.
Oh, she might be because she's coming back.
Biscuits. That's right. That's a good point, Daniel. We should send him some American biscuits and see what he thinks about those. Our biscuits are not nearly. You know what we call biscuits, right?
Yeah, cookies.
No, you call biscuit. You call cookies biscuits. We call what you had right there. We call that a cookie. If it's not sweet, if it's not sweet, it's a cracker. If it's sweet, it's a cookie. Our biscuit. Do you know what our biscuit is?
Is it
our biscuit? It's like a doughy bread. It's like round, thick little bread that you like dip in gravy. Like you eat, it's like bread that you eat with a dinner. Like we have biscuits at Thanksgiving, and sometimes you have biscuits with breakfast.
If I ask for biscuits over there and they give me that, I'll be like, "What are you lot doing?"
So it is fairly common breakfast food too. Sometimes people even have pork roll on a biscuit.
Love it. Yeah, callbacks to previous conversations.
I would love those biscuits. Yeah, they do.
Oh, they're lovely. Yeah,
we got some tea biscuits. Homemade is the best.
I think everything
sounds like he's got some. Kelly doing live chat instead of top chat. Okay, so there's another tip: live chat instead of top chat. Cookies, biscuits, digestives.
Digestives is a specific kind of biscuit.
Hello, Brian's here. Hey, Brian.
I like Daniel. He's awesome.
Thanks to Gareth. Yeah. You should do a all snack video. We could do that. We could totally make that happen.
Yeah, we could have loads of people in just to present, to argue their best snacks.
Yeah,
I've got a few here as well. Like I've got. I'm not going to eat these now, but my wife came back from the shop and she bought some barbecue coated peanuts.
Oh.
And some normal salted peanuts as well, roasted salted peanuts. And she bought those specifically because I like that make more than the cheapo one she was trying to get. Although these aren't that dear, but they're from Aldi's. You have an Aldi's, don't you? You have Aldi's.
I think so.
I think someone said in the chat, I think might have been Fred. Not sure.
Maybe. I don't think we have any Aldi's by me, but you know, there's a lot of things here we have in some places, but not in others. So.
And also, just to really like get everyone talking about our stupid words, there's also some crisps. Got some crisps here. This is a pack of 6 crisps. So this is made with British potatoes.
Oh, so those are our potato chips.
And they're patriotic crisps or potato chips.
I thought you called them chips. No, you call fries chips.
Chips are one of the greatest things ever in this country. They're not these. They're crisps. Chips are like fries, aren't they? But better.
Yeah.
These are hand cooked. I like this hand cooked crisps. They were cooked using people's hands. I love that. Hand cooked crisps. I'm looking for some that are cooked by people's feet.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to send you a box just so you have all these things with different names on them.
Just so I can try some potato chips.
So if it's okay with you, Gareth, I'm going to go ahead, and our guest has been waiting a while, even though we're still behind on the comments. So just be patient with us, everyone. We're trying here, but our guest has been waiting a while. So you're all going to know our guest. We thought it would be appropriate if we brought in for our first guest somebody that is, you know, we've spoken with on live streams a number of times. That's great person to have conversation with, and relevant to a topic that we were going to talk tonight. So I don't know. If anybody can guess who it is, put it in the chat, but we'll bring him in now. And there he is. Scott, for those of you who don't know, Scott, one half of the Bookish Bryans. Hello. The author of the famous Horror Mayhem and New World's November.
Yes.
What's going on, Scott?
Well, I've been doing a lot of reading. Like tons. I've got at one time I had 3 buddy reads going at once. Luckily, I just finished one that we'll be talking about in a little while. So,
yeah.
Yes.
That's brilliant. I haven't even got 3 buddies, so that's awesome.
Well, you have 2, and we're both here, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. We I just did so I was in that. It was a group read with me and Scott and a couple other people. Brian, who's here, and Brandy from the Booklectic did a big group read. But at the same time, I was doing another buddy read with Dia over Novel Idea. And that was the first time I tried to do buddy reads at the same time. And that was tough for me to manage. It was tough for me to manage.
It's tough because I don't get to start reading until like 9:30 p.m. And then I've got 3 things to read before I go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. And you've only got 2 eyes, haven't you? If you had 3 eyes, it'd be better, wouldn't it? You could do 1 for each eye.
Right.
Yeah.
Much better.
That's right. And Olive is supposed to be helping me. She's supposed to be doing some of the reading, but she's been slacking lately. Right?
Yeah, because she's been flirting with other dogs, isn't she? That's the problem.
That's right. She's too busy flirting with Ralph and the guy down the street. There's a very handsome Cavapoo down the street too.
Oh, cockapoos, I would. Yeah.
Ralph's got some competition, so.
You mentioned that Brandy read the book with you. We should probably mention that she was going to be here, wasn't she? She can't tell anyone, but she works for the FBI, and she's been doing like a really important case, and she's going to there's a massive meet up. They're going to crack a case tonight. So she had to go off and sort that out. So I hope she survives the night, but she's had to do that. So she was going to be here, but she's had to do her FBI job. But she can't tell anyone about it.
She's confiscating the cocaine.
Probably.
Oh, here we go. Here's MJ. Top chat and live chat are two different things. Okay.
So live chat
right,
is when
so-
it's like really busy, and top chat is when it's awesome.
Yeah. So only the comments that are like Gareth's channel is awesome. You know, any of the comment. Wait, did I freeze up here? I think I froze up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm frozen. Ugh. Now, so what happens if I disconnect?
I
and
think
then log back
it'll
in?
be okay, because I think
It'll still be okay.
as long
right?
as there's other people in the chat, I think you can come back
Yeah.
in again.
I think.
All right, let me try to. This happened last time too. Let me try to disconnect, and if I can figure out how to do that. MJ, how do I disconnect just myself here?
You can just go out of the program, come back in again.
Oh, just
and then,
close the window because I don't want to
yeah,
end the stream.
yeah. Don't stop the chat. Just get out of the window.
Okay.
Just leave through the window.
All right, I'll be right back.
Jump out the window.
I remember Becky and I when we did our first author interview. It was with a New York Times best-selling author, and we were so excited to do it. And then we were in the chat, and Becky didn't realize that if she got a phone call, that we would cut it off. And so it cut it off 10 minutes into the chat. We had to go open up.
No.
We had to open up a new chat and everything, and it was awful. StreamYard at the time was not what it is now. So,
Right. Yeah.
That's Becky read the book that we're going to talk about tonight too.
Oh, brilliant. You
yeah.
can say what Becky thought as well.
Yep. Definitely will. She
She
didn't think quite as highly of it as I did, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. It's funny because when you're streaming, it's like certain things you have to remember. Like one of the things that I need to remember, and I remembered it just in time, and I'm so pleased, is I have to remember to like remind myself to use the Wi-Fi in the house, because I don't have to use data if I'm in the house. But
Sure.
sometimes I forget to do that, and it's really important to do it now, because obviously I'll be using tons of data if we were on a stream. So I have to remember to switch it to the Wi-Fi. And if and a couple of times I've forgotten. And
do most plans in the UK have limited data?
Plans, what, like mobile plans that like offers that yeah, I think pretty much most people I know, if they've got a phone with the internet on it, which is most people, then you can get a pretty good data offer. I mean, there are obviously people like the next generation up. So like my mum's got a little brick that she's not worried, she doesn't know how to use the internet on her phone. But I think most people, they'd have quite a good amount of data, like, I don't know, 5 to 10 gigs a month.
Oh, yeah. Mine's unlimited, but it kind of always has been, because I'm on my in-laws plan. So
yeah, both my children have unlimited. I think that the generation below me probably have unlimited a lot, because they just constantly use it, don't they?
Right. So. Yeah. And but I mean, I'm on Wi-Fi at home, and I just never take it off. As long as my phone is anywhere near my house or near my in-laws' house, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Hi, Becky. We had Dave for a minute, and he went again. So that's a bit of a shame.
Maybe he thought we were ghosting him.
Hope he will come back. Although if he doesn't come back, we're screwed as far as the comments go.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the comments, but I can't put them up. So there'll be one comment the entire time.
I can actually I can see them on my TV. So my TV shows them in the corner as they come up, but I have to keep looking over in that direction. And the MJ's trying to give us some advice. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, what's interesting is that hey, you're back. You all right?
Yeah, I finally just closed Chrome and redid it. Hopefully, I won't freeze up again. I don't know. I'm hardwired in too. I've got an Ethernet cable, so I don't know why why this keeps happening. I guess sometimes it just happens with applications, but
Somebody the other day said they were having that issue as well. They were on Ethernet, and for some reason it was just freezing like crazy. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
yeah. Now I lost track of where we were in the comments here. Let's see. Whew. Now we're going to be really behind here. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Okay, top chat and live chat, two different things. All right, let's try to catch up a little bit here. Yeah, speaking of absent, where has Betty been? Betty? Who's Betty?
Oh,
Who's Betty's at? Hello, everyone. Hey. I'm going to send you snacks, Gareth from Austin. Nettie. Oh, Nettie. Meant Nettie.
yeah, yeah, that's true. She disappeared for a bit.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Nettie for a while. Reading this life, check your post by might have hobnobs in your future.
Hobnobs are
I
amazing.
love you. That deserves an entire video.
Yeah, ever since that video, I've wanted to try hobnobs. I have no idea. I've never had them.
Wait, so
And you
what are
can get-
hobnobs?
So hobnobs are just really, really oaty biscuits. So they just got this sort of like a crumbly feel, but there's a specific taste to a hobnob that's awesome. And you get chocolate hobnobs as well, where half of it's covered with chocolate. There's a really cool one that I've just started in the last little while called a salted caramel hobnob, and that's really nice. The salted caramel hobnobs.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah,
This
Nettie
is-
sounds brilliant. So it's a shame that if she's gone off for a bit, but hopefully she's all right.
That makes sense, MJ. Probably why I don't see them all. The live chat versus the top chat. Fred, sorry, I was preoccupied in December, worked from the other hobbies, built my own network media server. Ooh, it actually works. Woohoo, nice job. Yeah, sometimes life gets in the way.
Nice.
Glad you're back, Fred. Great to see you, Fred. Babel. Okay, a couple people are reading Babel. That's that Kwong book, right?
Yeah,
The new
yeah.
JF Kwong book. I still need to read the first series. You guys read that? The Poppy War stuff?
The Poppy War. No, I haven't read that yet. I've heard a lot about her in general. Like, it seems like all of her books have had a lot of attention, but yeah, I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything about it.
Fred saying Babel's interesting. It's a slow burn. Okay. Picks up around chapter 20. That's a long time for the book to pick up. I've been wanting to read Babel. Fred's like, okay. People still talking about Babel. Only chapter 10. Animal Farm 19 riveting. So riveting. So what do I know? No, I thought 1984 was pretty riveting. I don't know about Animal Farm. You guys think Animal Farm was riveting? Did you guys read Animal Farm?
I love Animal Farm.
I loved Animal Farm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a
guess that
video
was-
about Animal Farm soon because of the banned books thing. That's going to be, well, I'm reading this, Heart of a Dog by Bulgakov. But after that, I'm going to read Animal Farm again and do a video about 3 of the banned George Orwell books.
Yeah. I tell you, I guess we shouldn't talk too much about it because I think we're going to do an episode on the banned books, right? But yeah, I was just because I was just looking at the list yesterday because I wanted to see which ones I want to like start reading for that, and I was surprised by some of the things on that list. I'll tell you.
You know what I thought was really funny about Orwell's Animal Farm in 1984 is they were banned by the United States for communist ideals, and they were banned by the Soviet Union for anti-communist ideals.
Yeah. Can't win, can you?
Huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, they are anti-communist, but they're pro-socialist. So I think that's why America had a problem because George Orwell was a socialist, but he didn't like state communism and the Stalin thing. So that's they're more anti-Stalin than anti-communist, really. But they're both incredible things and very different. I think very different.
Way different. Yeah, they're not written anything alike. I think I think about anyone could read Animal Farm, but 1984 may be a different story.
Yeah.
I need to read. I've only read each one once, I think, so I definitely need to reread those. And those are short books. I mean, there's no reason not to reread them.
Right.
I studied 1984 in school, so that was my first.
Oh, yeah?
effectively my first proper adult book, really, because we had to study it in the English lessons. And I was like 14, I think, 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to read that before I read it again. I want to read that We that some of you read that apparently was like a what do you call it?
Yeah.
Precursor to that.
Yeah,
to that one.
yeah, I like that book. I think it's really good. It's a bit lighter than 984, and there isn't a sense of threat and dread in the same way, but the ideas are really strong in it, and it's still got. You can see where he got the idea of the kind of the basic kind of premise of 1984, and then moving it forward and putting the extra stuff that Orwell put into it. So yeah, it's definitely worth a read. I liked it.
Okay. All right. So it wasn't as dark as 1984.
No, not really. No. It's still it's a very severe dystopia, but there's some nasty stuff in 984 that's not in We.
Oh yeah.
Room 101 is iconically horrible.
Yeah.
Very disturbing at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, it got me confused too. I actually went in someone wrong live stream, and yeah, we're still talking about the lives. We'll get it figured out. Signed into Dave's, found the party. Yes, why did I know that? Hello. That's you, Scott. That's great on that video. Oof,
Oh, that would be about the Kate Bush video, the Del Palmer video. Yeah, that's mad. Yeah.
We said we were going to be better this. Well, I got kicked off a couple times. We said we were going to be better, and we're awful already with staying up in the.
Yeah, but they're chatting. To be honest, I think if we were literally doing the conversation down there as it came up, we wouldn't be talking. So.
I know it's hard. It's hard to keep up with both, but yeah, Bad as My Cemetery Haunting Ghost Stories are doing very well. Yeah, I like those. Bad. They're different. Those are neat. Gareth, it's great attention for your channel. Mix of everything you like.
Yeah, I try and vary it up a bit.
Banned books. Yeah, that's a different show. That's great.
Yeah, we'll do that another time. Yeah, we need to talk about a few other bits soon when we get to the end of the
like button for the Fortnite fellas. Yep. Thanks, MJ. MJ always reminds everybody to hit the like button. Dinner is ready. Have to go. All right. Thanks for coming, Greg. You're probably long gone now. We're all biscuits until Biscuit Rage.
Yeah, he'll be in a minute. Yeah.
Biscuit Rage. Biscuit Rage is going to be the part of every live stream until we're done.
Yeah. We've said it 3 times. Come on.
Oh, see, now we got to run. It's not just Olive and Ralph. We got a shout out too.
Yeah, but now Scott's on the camera. Then someone's got to say that Scott's adorable, or he's going to be like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say right now, I think Scott's adorable. I'll say
I'm
right
wearing
now.
my Hell Ripper t-shirt. I'm wearing the most satanic t-shirt on the planet.
I volunteer.
What's Becky saying? Is Becky saying you're adorable?
I guess. Well, she said she volunteered for something.
To say you're
To say I'm adorable, yeah.
That's for Alan, who I think is at Trader Joe's right now, but he'll be back. Alan at Trader Joe's will be back. Even fellas. Hey, guys. I got 2 notifications for this chat, 1 for each of you. Okay, so it's somewhat working like we planned, right? Dave won the coin toss.
Yeah.
Biscuits without chocolate have the right to live, but what a dismal life, Gareth. Gareth, do you have biscuits with chocolate there, or do I need to send you some?
No. Well, in the house. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I've got. Oh, what I've got! Oh my god!
Oh, he's going.
So we've got loads of these left over from Christmas. So the Fox's chocolates, right? So I think any Brit in the audience will be like, yes, they're an amazing company. And and you get a little guide. You get a little guide about the flavors. Yeah, and then this is what it looks like. You can see I've had some of them.
Oh my goodness!
And most of them,
Look at those.
have got chocolate on them. Well, they've all got chocolate on them, pretty much. Yeah, they've all got chocolate on them. And
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
they're amazing.
A little bit better than this.
Yeah, the ones I had earlier were chocolateless.
Wow. He's going
I'll
to eat
pick them
some in
all up,
front
and
of
then
us.
nobody else can eat
Yeah.
them. I'm fondling my biscuits here. That's
So
a euphemism.
they're talking about the American kind of biscuits here. Zap's talking about biscuits and gravy. Jess is talking about biscuits with sausage and gravy.
Oh yeah.
This is what you got to try, Gareth. Biscuits.
Gravy on my biscuits.
Yeah.
You are crazy.
Well,
Love Aldi. I'm too lazy.
yeah. In England, I think the biscuits would be called scones. For the most part.
That's if they're scones,
Yeah.
then yeah. There's a debate about whether it's scone or scone.
I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah.
Although,
I like to say, eh?
Although I don't know if I don't know if you have them down there, Scott, but we have up here in New England, we have scone. My wife eats these all the time. We have scones, which are different, than like normal biscuits that we would have with breakfast or dinner. They're like really, really dry, like triangular things usually. Do you have those down there?
I've had them one time here, and that was when someone brought them while they brought them when they went on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. They brought them to work. They went to New York or something and went on vacation, and then came back with those. And but they're not the same as English scones. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this on one of the shows. We're gonna have to bring some and just show each
Yeah, we'll have a food special.
biscuit and scone and and then
Maybe
eat
at
them all.
Easter. At Easter we'll do it. Like we'll have a special.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay, is this where we left off? Yeah, Jess loves Aldi, too lazy to return the quarter, lol, so I just give my shopping cart. They charge you for the shopping carts?
Well, you're supposed to put it in and take it out, probably.
Yeah.
Like a security thing, isn't it?
All right, Jim's going to make sure he likes both videos. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Daniel shops a lot at Aldi. Chips or potato wedges?
No, they're not. We have wedges as well.
Oh boy. See, so you know what our French fries are, right? They're thin strips of
that's the closest thing to chips. That's the closest.
That's your chips, right?
Well, ish. Because we have fries as well. So because McDonald's and Burger King and all those other things, and we got Wendy's just opened up, because all those American chains have opened up, we have access to fries as well, and they are similar, but chips is very specific. If you came over and bought fish and chips from a chip shop, it would be very specific. I don't think, as far as I know, there's anything like that in America.
I think the closest thing we have are steak fries.
That's what I was going to say.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so. They're like big, thick French fries, basically,
but not as thick as potato wedges, which are kind of triangular, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean that's what I consider potato wedges up here in New England. Yes, the bigger triangular things.
Yeah,
that are typically going to be like baked. Like they're typically baked with like some seasoning on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we get them as well. But yeah.
I love.
You've probably got some expat that started up a chip shop over there. Surely, I would have thought. You have Irish bars, don't you? Which is basically an English pub. So you must have a chip shop over there somewhere. You must have a chip shop. We did. When we went to LA, there was this massive. I can't remember what it was called. It was a massive market and had loads of different. It was like apparently lots of videos before I went there was saying you got to go to this market. It's the one place to go to in LA. And we went into this market, and there was actually a little mini chip shop as one of the stalls. So that was we thought, let's try it, and it was quite Englishy.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, when we I think I told you this past summer, I turned 50, and so because I'm a nut, I chose for my 50th birthday to go to Disney World as a family. So that's where we celebrated my 50th. And so one night we got stuck in Epcot, where they have the different countries. I don't know how well you know Disney World, Gareth, but
Yeah, I
Epcot
think I know what
is
you
the
mean.
world where we have like a bunch of different countries around this big lake, and they try to replicate, and each one has a restaurant. They try to replicate that country, and so there's of course England is there, and a little known secret is that like everything, all the like the food places shut down at 9, but if it's after 9, the English pub stays open late. So if you
Yeah,
still want to get a drink, they don't, it's one of those things they don't make public, but everybody knows this secret. If you still want to get a drink, you can go over there, and their little like side food shack or whatever you call it sells fish and chips. It's the only food you could still get at that time
yeah.
is fish and chips. So
Awesome.
that's my daughters were starving. They went and got the fish and chips. And they were not impressed. They did not like
Didn't they?
that was the point of the story. They did not like the fish and chips.
Oh, absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. And yeah, I would have chips from, not necessarily fish and chips. I might have something else like fish cake or sausage batter or something. But I would definitely have chips 3 times a week from a chip shop if I didn't share my money with my wife.
Right.
He would say it's too expensive. But yeah.
Yeah. I like
sausage-
fish and chips. I mean, I like fish and chips, but they
Yeah, I
were,
like
Well, the fish bit is about, if you bought fish and chips, you're talking about 11 quid, like £11. So
Yeah.
the chips bit would be about £2.50, £3.
Okay.
But the fish is expensive. So if you bought something else on the menu, it wouldn't be as much. So fish is expensive from a chip shop, but it's obviously cool.
That makes
But
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me catch up a little bit. I think we're 25 minutes behind here. So, all right, Fred is happy to see Scott. Awesome. Hello,
Hello,
Scott.
Fred.
Everybody's happy to see you, Scott. That's how far we are behind. MJ. Look at everybody loves Scott. The 1997 comedy film, The Man Who Knew Too Little, used misunderstanding words for all of the jokes. Yeah. This is, I went to a seminar not that long ago. So I don't know if everybody knows this. I'm a patent lawyer. So I went to one of these like legal seminars where it was talking with, when talking about when you have to deal with legal issues, like contract issues and stuff, with people in different English speaking countries, like America, talking to UK lawyers, talking to Australian lawyers, and how there can be serious misunderstandings that have real legal implications, because the
Yeah.
languages, I think we all speak English, but the languages can really be quite different.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, Scott. Everybody's happy to see you, Scott. Olive reading in the psychic puppy realm. That chat stop, or is my phone messing up? Oh, here we go. More chat problems. Yep, just remove yourself from the live and hop back in, Dave. Okay. That's how far behind we are.
Yeah.
Scott. Okay, Alan's back. Hey, Becky. If you need SOS, send me the link. Okay. All right. Thanks, MJ. MJ is always there for tech support.
Yeah, I have to give me a tech support person because I cannot figure out how to put thumbnails on my videos, and I need somebody who uses Android. So yeah.
Oh. Yeah. You do it all right from the phone?
Yeah, I can do it fine from the phone, but I just can't figure out how to do anything technical, any extra technical stuff. So I know it'll work. I just can't figure out how to do it. I've looked up all kinds of videos, and all I can find is how to embed things, or YouTube is great for most things, but not for Android, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time trying to figure this stuff out. I think, though, not to keep banging on MJ here, but I think MJ might. I feel like she does everything from her phone. I'm not sure. I might have that wrong, but
My phone's an Android phone. The one I'm using now for this live stream is an Android phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you do everything from the phone? Do you like record?
No, I
and
usually,
post
to be
straight
fair,
from
my
the phone?
normal videos, I use my iPad. But and the first ever live stream I did it from here, and I was getting massive problems with the sound.
Yeah.
So I switched to the phone, and I bought a ring light, but I haven't actually turned the ring light on, the actual light on today. But I usually do that, so it's a bit brighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did all that. But I my normal videos, I use my iPad.
I got to figure out how to turn this. Mine is like too bright, as you can see, and I'm doing
Mine's
this from
like
a
that.
laptop.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yours what?
I found when I use the ring light, it's like I look like a ghost.
Yeah.
Me
And
too.
that's
is
not
not-
good for a British person because we get called like pale and that, don't we? So I'm reinforcing the stereotype by having it too bright. You know, we go, look, he's an English lady, he's all pale.
Yeah, I tried that. I tried that on one live, and I looked like Bela Lugosi in White Zombie or something.
Yeah, I never use the. I have one of those, and I use it still to hold the phone, but I don't use the ring light anymore because I didn't like it. Hello, everyone. I'm about to cook steak and cheese subs. Nice dog. I have a Boston Terrier too. Nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Alan, did you update your Wi-Fi? Yeah, he was having trouble the other night on Alan and Greg's show. He was having trouble with the.
It's quite small on my
Really?
phone, and I genuinely thought it said, "Alan, did you update your will?"
Oh.
That'd be well weird, wouldn't it? If they asked him that, I'd be like, "What? What do you want to know that
So
for?"
Jess is going to read the book you recommended, Gareth. Which one was that?
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I put that on my list too because of you.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That is-
That's on my
It's
TV.
brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a relationship book, so it's kind of like about friendship more than anything else. But it's all about the gaming industry, and these two people that knew each other as kids reunite by accident, and they start making games, start writing games, and kind of develop from there. And it's really good, really good.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. Aaron Hook. Orwell found it difficult to get Animal Farm published in the UK because of the alliance with the USSR during the last months of World War II. I did not know that. That's interesting. Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Stalin, World War II wouldn't have finished. I mean, because Stalin was an absolute nutcase, he just threw loads of Russian people as cannon fodder in Stalingrad, and that was literally a really decisive moment in World War II. And if it wasn't for him, who knows how much longer it would have gone on for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy because he was crazy. But yeah, he just used the Russian people as cannon fodder.
Yeah. Kind of like they're doing now, but with not as much success.
Well, yeah. Well, Putin's a nutcase as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Must be something in the water, I guess. I don't know. Great seeing everyone. I have to jet off and film. Congrats on the fun first episode. Thanks, MJ. You're long gone, but thank you. And thanks for helping us set it up too. If you want, I got new Wi-Fi. Oh, that's great to hear, Alan. Scott is being satanically adorable. Oh, it's your shirt. That's an amazing box of chocolates. Yes, it was, Ice. That was a nice box of chocolates.
Yeah, I'm going through.
Is
them
that
too
what you're
quickly.
eating now, Gareth? Or are you still eating the biscuits? Or did you move on to the chocolates?
No, I'm trying not to eat too many of these. Trying to take them slowly because you know the elephant in the room covered in chocolate is that I'm diabetic. So that's brilliant. But I'm still eating my malted milk.
So Daniel says scones are just terrible biscuits. I agree, but my wife and I have like completely different tastes in food. I don't understand a lot of the things she eats. She loves scones, loves them. To me, they just taste like just dry bread.
Well, they're cakes over here, so I don't know what your scones taste like, but they're cakes. It's like sponge.
Are they really? Oh no, they're not spongy over here. They're like these dry, hard.
Well, yeah. Well, they're hard, but they're spongy on the inside.
Oh, do you like them?
Yeah, I like scones. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it could just be 3-year-old English scones. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
It took a while for the post to send them over.
Brian says British biscuits are great for throwing under the tires when you're stuck in snow.
He's going to eat the biscuit. What's he doing?
As well. Oh, cool. The Garage Poets open mic. Where in New England? Okay, I'm in Connecticut. I remember seeing a Chip Buddy on television. I desperately want to try one. Chip Buddy.
The Chip Buddy is like a small portion of chips in a bap. So like a burger bap, like a burger bun, but with chips in it. That's what chip butty is.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very nice.
I can't figure out if that would be tasty or not.
I'll
What is
try
your
it.
favorite? What is your
Nice.
favorite Disney character, Dave? Mine is Donald Duck. What about you guys? What's your favorite Disney character?
Man, that's tough.
I'm going to give two answers because one will be like an obvious answer because I go on about this kind of thing a lot on the channel. So I'm going to say Jack Skellington.
Mm.
But if we go really like old-fashioned Disney, then I really do like the characterization and the original kind of take on Pinocchio in the old classic film. I think that's awesome. So go with that.
Man, I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
interesting.
I don't know what mine would be. I have no idea.
Sounds like Becky's whispering in your ear there, Scott.
Yeah, she says she finds Pinocchio creepy, but I like Pinocchio myself.
Yeah, I think you can make it more creepy. I think the new, I haven't seen it yet, but the new Del Toro one is a little bit darker, isn't it? And I think the design's darker.
I actually wanted to see that. I know it got really good reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I'll
Yeah,
see
what about
anything
you,
with
Bad?
Del
What's your favorite Disney character?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know in about 20
Uh-huh.
minutes.
We're almost caught up. We're almost caught up.
Okay.
What about
We can
crab
start talking about
cakes?
books in a minute.
What
We're an
about
hour
crab cakes?
in,
You
I
guys
haven't
like
mentioned
crab
books.
Love
cakes?
them.
Crab cakes.
Gareth doesn't have crab cakes. They call them lobster biscuits over there or something.
We have fish cakes. So and some of them are crab flavored. So who knows? We might have some of that. It's funny though, isn't it? Because I might say we have, and it's just different. Who knows?
Yeah. Aaron says it's a pity that chip shops close early these days. There's nothing like staggering from the pub to the chippy before making
Yeah.
your way home, right?
Yeah, this is a real cultural problem because my choice of that late night. Oh, I'm peckish because I've bought loads of cider or whatever, and I need to have some. Or coming back from a gig, and we're always hungry after coming back from a gig, and the only things open are kebab shops. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, the only thing open is a kebab shop,
Oh, wow.
I'd much rather go to a chippy. But we'll have a kebab and chips or burger and chips instead. And the chips in a kebab shop is different. They're different. They're more like fries.
Yeah.
And not about chips.
Found tomorrow on a library donation. Great.
Cool.
For ring light that uses different warmth settings, it helps because I'm super pale. Yeah. Does yours have different settings, Gareth, that you use?
Yeah, it does.
Use
But
different
I try and reduce it as much as possible. But even at the lowest
Yeah.
setting, it still seems to make me like incredibly pale.
Yeah.
I'm not that tanned, but it makes it making me look even worse.
Makes Jessica dizzy sometimes. Huh. Cupcake and donut person. All right, so Gareth, do you have donuts over there?
Yeah,
You know what a
I
donut
love donuts.
is?
I love donuts.
And it's the same thing as us. It's the same thing as us. It's a big round.
Yeah,
fluffy
I mean
thing?
we've got you have filled donuts. That used to be
Yeah.
more common. Filled donut, like jam donuts, custard donuts, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But then we get ring donuts, and that's kind of like that's kind of really really common with like Krispy Kreme company and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know donuts are a big thing, and actually donuts are a massive part of our seasides. If you go to a seaside in
Okay.
Britain, then there's some standard things. You're always going to get a chip shop, obviously, but you'll get a donut stall as well in any seaside town that you'll have at the seaside by the sea. You get donuts, and it's like they're ring donuts with like tons and tons of sugar on them, and you just get like a pack of 5 for £3 or something, they're awesome, and they're obviously really
You got
hot because
Dunkin'
they Dunkin'
You have
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, we have Dunkin' Donuts. They're a bit boring, I think, but yeah, Dunkin' Donuts we have as well. But they're cold, aren't they? Because the seaside donuts are hot. They come out fully just made sort of thing.
Yeah, we have Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme. Those are the big ones here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Krispy Kreme has gone up to they're $1.99 per donut now. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it costs over
Wow.
$20 for a dozen donuts now.
There's I don't know if you have it. There's a donut kind of thing, same kind of feel as a donut, but it's a different shape called a Yum Yum, and they're really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yum.
And I know if I ever pass a Greg's, there's like a bakery like chain in this country, and I always grab a couple of Yum Yums for $1.75. It's quite a bargain.
Nice.
But
We have Dunkin' Donuts on like every corner here, and Krispy Kreme are rare. There's one by a Barnes and Noble, like a big Barnes and Noble that's not that far away. And my daughter and I were talking about making a special trip to go to Krispy Kreme and Barnes and Noble. But Dunkin' Donuts are everywhere. I love donuts, and I really, really have to be disciplined to try to stay away from them because I don't eat many because I could probably eat like half a dozen in a row if I let myself. It's just it's awful.
Yeah. We have tons of cupcakes as well. And the definition of a cupcake has kind of evolved because it's got a little bit more like the American cupcakes. But we used to have a different kind of cupcake years ago, and I still think they call them that, but they're kind of in competition, if you like, with what you would call a cupcake. Because so those kind of American style cupcakes are everywhere, so we can get them whenever we want. But there used to be this thing that was kind of like a small round kind of sponge with a layer on the top of really thick icing, and it was like certain flavors, like a lemon one or a chocolate one or whatever. And that's quite different to a normal kind of a cupcake that's like really spongy, with like chocolate chips in it or something, or lemon drizzle cupcake. We get them a lot. I like lemon flavored stuff. If I had any lemon flavored anything, I'd love it. So
see, I feel like the second cupcake that you just described, that's what I would call a cupcake. It's like a little spongy with a layer of icing on top. That's what you said?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing, which is just there's no icing. It's just like a spongy thing that has like chocolate chips or blueberries or whatever inside.
Yeah.
That I would call a muffin. Is it what would you call it down there?
That's a fair point. No, we call them muffins as well. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
No, you're right. Yeah. I think I'm tired. Yeah, you're right. That's a muffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice says right there with you, bad. I'm not sure. Is that about a ring light? That might be with the ring light. Hardtack. What's that?
Oh,
you might be just telling me I'm going to get a heart attack from eating all these biscuits.
Oh, or the donuts.
Hardtack were these horrible, almost American biscuit-like things that they would make in like the Civil War, and oh my goodness, yeah, it was pretty well flour, water, and fire. I think it's
look at this from Kelly. So with no carbs since January 2nd, this feed is a little triggering. How about a content warning for that? Sorry, Kelly.
Yeah.
Probably should have a content warning for that, especially right after New Year's. We probably should have had a content warning.
I shouldn't be eating these so much, but I have got a hospital not far away, so I can just quickly phone 999 and sorry guys, I've got to go to hospital quick.
Oh, so for you, there's another one. For you. Emergency number is 999.
999. Yeah, the reason why yours 911, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the reason why. The reason why it's 999 is a little bit like a pub quiz question that comes up sometimes, and if you know, you know. The reason why they did it in the old rotary phones, where you'd dial it on the dial. Yeah.
Yep.
The reason why they made it 999 is because it's harder to do it by accident, so the cops wouldn't get like an accidental phone call that like a kid did it or something. You'd have to do it deliberately to do 999.
Which is ironic because now it's be a lot easier for it to be by
Yeah.
accident, right?
Yeah.
That's
You can't
interesting.
change the police number, can you? That'd be weird.
Yeah, right.
That'd be political correctness gone mad. That would. They're changing the police numbers now.
Delicious. Oh, so they were talking about the donuts. That's what they were talking about. Cupcakes and donuts. One diabetic to another, Gareth. Just keep pumping insulin and you'll probably be okay to have another biscuit. I'm also not a doctor.
Oh my God.
I think he went to get more donuts.
And I went to show you the insulin, but who wants to see that? Rather, I showed you loads of biscuits. And then when I did that, loads of John Wyndham books fell on me.
I think we'll get to those like in a few minutes, hopefully. Ice says I have a Donald Duck keychain, goes with me every time I drive. Donald Duck is awesome.
Yep.
Donald is way cool. He's always mad. What about Jessica Rabbit? Sorry, I had to. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say, this is going to sound really weird, but hey, that's not necessarily that surprising. My daughter's named after Jessica Rabbit.
Wow, cool.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You love that movie, I guess, huh?
I love the movie. I think she's a great role model. But when me and my wife were discussing names, and Jess is my first child, so it got even more complicated with Louis. But when we were talking about what girls' names to have, we didn't know it was going to be a girl or a boy, but we were just talking about names. And she liked really fancy ones like Francesca and like Italian-based ones as well, because she's half Italian. And I liked them a little plainer. And then when we got to Jessica, I was like, yeah, all right. And for me, it was because, Jessica Rabbit. Cool. I'll have that link. I'll go with that.
Cool.
Yeah. And Louis is named after Louis Jordan.
Okay. Just mine is Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck. He was my first role model.
Yeah, Daffy Duck. It's funny, actually. Daffy Duck and Donald Duck, very, very similar dispositions and voices, right? This is a duck thing.
Well, I tell you what, that was what I was going to do a little bit of a waffle now about animation. That Chuck Jones changed Daffy Duck's personality. So I don't know how much you know about the way Looney Tunes evolved, but the original Daffy Duck that Bob Clampett created was just completely insane, and it was like there was no reasoning behind it. And then when Chuck Jones took over Daffy Duck's character and took over Bugs Bunny, he made Daffy Duck into like this angry kind of like had a real temper kind of character. But the early Daffy, if you watch the earlier Daffy Duck cartoons, he's just an absolute nutcase. And I love the early Daffy Duck more. But yeah, that was a different director.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go on.
I didn't
And
realize
Chuck
that.
Jones changed it. And Chuck Jones was a genius, but I think he should have left Daffy Duck as a lunatic.
I'm going to have to go YouTube some old Daffy Duck cartoons. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you see Daffy Duck with a more of a thin head, like a streamlined kind of build and that kind of thing, the really old ones, then you'll just see him running around going woo woo woo.
Wait, how does he do it? Daniel's favorite is Scrooge McDuck.
Cool.
Wait, it's Disney. Lol. Donald. Yeah. Chips with malt vinegar.
Yes.
Yeah. Salt and vinegar on your chips. It's got to happen.
Wow. I'm enjoying some pizza rolls right now. I'm going to take a stab at what the UK might call them, pizza pillows.
Pizza pillows. So my son likes getting pizza and then rolling them up into these kind of square shaped pizza things. But yeah, I'll just eat pizza normally. But yeah, I guess we just do. Get some random person in the UK. They'll probably do their own individual thing with a pizza. Yeah.
I used to work at a donut place, and I always smelled like sugar and coffee. Wow. You were probably really fun to date back then, Jessica, right? Would you love to date somebody that always smelled like sugar and coffee?
And cinnamon.
Pizza pillows, those that could be so dangerous. They are hot, saucy, tomato juicy if you don't let them chill. I stopped liking Dunkin' Donuts when they stopped baking them on site. Now they are stale and they tend to run out of donuts by noon at Dunkin' Donuts. I think the Dunkin' Donuts by me are still pretty decent, but in fairness, I try to avoid them as much as possible. Bet you attracted lots of cops. Yeah, definitely get lots of cops when you're working in a donut shop. But yes, they stop by. My possessions, Greg. We're catching up here. I think we're almost caught up. Name don't have Jessica Robinson. Her name is Rabbit. So cute, Gareth. It's a beautiful name.
Yeah. She's awesome.
That was my favorite character to draw on paper.
Oh, that's an old student of mine.
Oh, okay. Hey, Gaza, how are you doing? Miss you so much. Your favorite ex-student. Miss your crazy so much. Well, hey, you don't have to miss it, Eden. You can keep getting his craziness every fortnight right here.
Yeah, every fortnight. Eden knows what that means. Eden's got a great voice. Keep singing, Eden.
So is Gaz one of your nicknames, Gareth?
Gaza, yes, people say Gaza. I get sometimes some of the students call me G-Man. I get that sometimes.
Put some sugar on me. Boyfriend got free coffee. Jessica. Hey, we're caught up. Holy cow! I can't believe we did it.
Awesome.
I think with
a very saucy comment from Jeff.
Yeah, right. You need a minute to cool down, Gareth, or I think 80% of this stream was food so far.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there wasn't our intention at all. I was like, right, let's talk about biscuits.
That's funny.
Mind you, that is my default, to be fair.
That's what's so great about this show is this thing on. You never know what kind of in-depth discussion we're going to get in on this show.
Yeah.
Everything's
we'll be making
right? I'm trying my best. I just call you a nutter, huh? My favorite Disney character is Pluto. Yeah, Alan. So when I went to Disney this summer, I got some pictures with Pluto. I got some great pictures of Pluto, and I had to hide them from Olive when we got home so that she didn't get jealous. She might get pissed. But food is an international language of greatness. That's true, Ice. It sure is. True. This is the most unique episode of this thing I've ever watched.
That's such a layered joke. It's brilliant.
We're going to get a generator for the freeze. Texas can't handle the paragraph. Had great coffee and donut. All right, thanks, Jessica. Thanks for coming. So what do you think? Should we talk John Wyndham? That's what we were actually going to talk about. I'm not a expert. I've just been introduced to John Wyndham, but Scott and Gareth know a little bit about him. But so yeah, we were thinking that. So Scott and I just Gareth is doing this winter of Wyndham, and you've read 6 of them. You said you've read 6 Wyndham books?
Yeah, I've read 6 books so far. Yeah, and I've got a load here. Literally for the rest of the winter, I've got a real choice. I've got loads that I haven't read. So he's actually written quite a lot, or had written more than you immediately know about, because there's like 3 or 4 really famous ones, but there's a load of out there, if you know, that are still in publication and all that.
Like how many would you guess?
There's probably about 14 or 15 that are really easy to find.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How many have you read, Scott?
I've only read 3 of his novels, but then I read some of his short stories as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I read tons of science fiction short stories. That's actually my
Yeah.
favorite thing in the world to read. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just got introduced to him for the first time when we read Scott was reading the Chrysalids, and I was like, "Oh, I'll read that with you." Gareth's doing the Winter of Wyndham, and so I should probably read that because I keep hearing about it. And so in the U.S., that when they that's a UK book when they everybody knows it as Chrysalids, but when they republished it in the U.S., they were published as Rebirth. And so, so that's my first experience with it, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say,
I did too. Yes,
I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna read some more of it.
I really
Yeah.
like Chrysalids a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's one of his
you
best.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
My favorite is still Day of the Triffids, though. I mean I think that's one of the 10 best science fiction books ever written, probably. So yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Absolutely love it. I've read it twice, and I just think it's got everything that you'd want from that kind of story, and I love the ending as well. I think
Yeah.
also it might be a personal thing as well because they end up on the Isle of Wight, don't they? And the Isle of Wight is literally I can see the Isle of Wight from the end of my road. So
Huh.
it's quite cool that the Isle of Wight was mentioned. It's like, oh, I live in there, But yeah, no, I just think it's such a brilliant story, and the way it explores the way humanity breaks down. It feels like the way he writes, because he's got quite a nice kind of poetic way of writing. He's not going to get that dark, but Day of the Triffids really is, isn't it? And it's nasty in places. And
Yeah.
I think it's really good that it does that. And yeah, I love it.
The Chrysalids actually gets really dark at times
Yeah.
as well, especially near the end. Really
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
afraid to go there.
Right.
I haven't read obviously Day of the Triffids yet, but I was reading about it because I think that's the one I'll read next because I keep hearing people talk about it. But it gave me like kind of the feels of that movie, The Happening. Did you guys see that movie?
Okay.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Is that the
Right.
one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
But the thing with the Hampton, I didn't like that film. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing for me to say because I tend to like err on the side of liking stuff a lot, and people go, "God, I can't believe you like that." But no, I don't like the hype happening. I thought it was just there was something really naff about it. The fact that the trees were having revenge and just so suddenly killing people in really inexplicable ways. I don't know, it just didn't
Yeah.
seem to work for me.
Well, and I think it wasn't very well acted. It wasn't well directed. The writing seemed off. But yeah, I mean, definitely. And I'm not a Mark Wahlberg fan either, so that didn't help it at all.
Yeah,
But
he hasn't really got any
Yeah.
personality, really, has he? Bless him.
no.
Yeah, I mean,
I think.
I
Go on.
enjoy. Sorry, go ahead, Gareth.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say I enjoyed it, but I agree. I think it was definitely one of his lesser films. But that that's kind of what Day of the Triffids is, right? That's kind of the plants attacking humanity.
Well,
Same
it's
concept.
two things happening in it. You've got most of the population's blind,
Right.
so
Okay.
that's a big part of it. So that is really most of the reason why society's broken down. But then there's this extra thing where these triffids that were being scientifically created to help the environment and actually kind of he's tapping into a fear of running out of fuel and stuff. So triffids were a scientific experiment to improve the future, and then they obviously it's a bad idea because they end up being carnivorous and all that. So that the other plot kind of which obviously becomes like heightens the situation of everyone being blind is that they're these huge really huge plants killing everyone as well. So
It actually
it
just hit me that's interesting because when we were doing the the group reads, Scott, for the chrysalids, somebody mentioned, I don't know who it was, but somebody mentioned that they were getting like the feels from The Village, Shyamalan's other movie, The Village.
Yeah. That was Becky that was talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Because these people are in a well, not to sound bad or anything, but they almost seemed like they were almost in an Amish style village,
yeah.
where they were trying to keep the outside out, trying to keep outside technology from invading and all that stuff. And they would have considered it an invasion had it come in. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where she got that. And yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind The Village either. Actually, I thought it was all right.
hmm That was
Yeah, I
his
like The Village.
that was his fourth movie, I believe. Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
his fourth movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought The Village was a pretty good movie. Here, let's catch up here. Ice heading down to telling Jesse's heading down to Texas in March. Eden's favorite Disney character is Rapunzel, and of course the OG Mickey Mouse. The OG Mickey Mouse is very cool. I
Yep.
agree. Okay,
Yeah, nice one.
Disney. So Daniel says, I had never even heard about Day of the Triffids until this past year, thanks to BookTube. Fantastic.
Yeah, Day of the Triffids is great.
The Happening was terrible. The sweet trees.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's what I Oh, hold on. Eden's saying something again. Sorry, you want to pop that up again? Sorry, just wanted to pop in.
Just want to.
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to create the Winter of Wyndham thing because I do feel like everyone. It seems like Day of the Triffids is very well known, and obviously he is seen as a classic science fiction writer. But I didn't really see a lot of BookTube talking about John Wyndham,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and I discovered him probably, I don't know, was it about 3 years ago? Maybe about 3 years ago. It was quite late on. So I've not been a lifelong fan or anything. It just hit me straight away. I absolutely loved the first one I read was Day of the Triffids. And I was like, oh my God, and then I read 4 others really quickly. So they were like the next reads. I was just like, I'm going to read another one. I'm going to read another one. I'm going to read another one. And I just loved it so much. And I just thought, this guy should be raved about loads. And it didn't seem like it was happening a lot. So yeah, I thought I'd do that. And yeah, see, and lots of people have picked up on it and decided to read some John Wyndham, so it's great.
Yeah, I didn't really know of John Wyndham until you guys started talking about him this winter. I just didn't know. That's not his real name, right?
No, it's one of his names. He's got like his name's like about 5 or 6 different words, like John Bainan something Wyndham.
Okay. I thought it was a pen name.
Yeah, he kept picking different bits of it to
Okay.
like John. For a while, his first publishing name was John Bainan, which is Bainan's one of his names.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, and then he settled on John Wyndham when he first started doing science fiction.
And you're right about him being kind of underread and under discussed, because you get authors like Larry Niven, which I like, but Larry Niven has that he wrote alone has one famous book, and that's Ringworld. And John Wyndham has, the Midwich Cuckoos. He has Day of the Triffids. Chrysalids is very popular. The Kraken Wakes in some circles is very popular. For some reason, he's talked about way less. And I think he's actually probably a better writer than Larry Niven.
Oh, I didn't even like Ringworld much. I mean, might be a different conversation, but I thought it was there wasn't a lot to it. The central idea of the Ringworld is awesome, but then the plot he put around it was really naff. I just thought, oh my God, is this really not going anywhere? And it didn't really go anywhere.
He made some really weird choices in Ringworld, but that's something we can talk about sometime.
There's a John Wyndham book that I picked as my 5th read. So I read those ones that you mentioned that were like the obvious ones everyone talked about, and then the 5th one, which I did know about, but I wasn't expecting it to be great because it didn't seem like people were talking about it as much, was called The Trouble with Lycan. And it's really good. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorites. I'd put that in the top 3 actually. So I'd say Midwich Cuckoos is my second favorite, and then I'd say Trouble with Lycan. I really like how it explores the idea of extending life. So it's not so they because there's a property in Lycan that he was kind of riffing off. He was kind of like creating a science fiction premise from something that's in Lycan already. I can't remember what it is about Lycan, but he was like using it to go, well, actually, what if we do it this, if we use it like this? And it was the idea that it wasn't like making someone immortal. It was extending your life by about 200 years. And what would that do to society if that became like everyone knew about it? And then so who would want it? Who would be allowed to have it? Who would people want to give the Lycan to? So like it was really interesting because it was like people were saying, oh, the Queen should have Lycan because she should live for another 200 years, and it was like that kind of thing. It was really explored in a really interesting way.
Wow. Okay. That's one I'm going to put on my TBR right now because
it's really interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Underrated.
Let me ask you, because one I was looking only because I'll tell you, because I bought this Rebirth on eBay, right? And then so it was showing me like this vintage copy of what's it called? On the Deeps or Out on the Deeps or something.
Oh, that's probably Kraken Wake.
It is. I was like, oh, this looks cool. Let me get. And then I learned that that's also one that was retitled for America, and that's actually Kraken Wakes. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
Scott just said he hated this book.
I was saying to Scott, we were talking about it in Voxer, and I don't think it's that strong. So I didn't hate it, but I found it harder going, and I liked some of the aspects of it, but the characters weren't as good. It took a lot of time to say something that could have been said quicker, and John Wyndham's other stuff is so good that it was like, really, so I do think it's a weak one myself, compared to the other.
I think it's definitely not up to par with the other ones that I've read, and you're right, the characters were just kind of stiff and boring. And about 25% of the book was really cool. When they're talking about what is under the ocean, and this got attacked and all of that, but Dave, how I was talking about exposition, earlier on Voxer and all that, for the whole book, just most of the book seemed like exposition. It just seemed like things were being explained and nothing was happening on the page. You were just being told what was happening elsewhere.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. But I do think it's a cool the idea like that early on to have the oceans kind of effectively rising up and saying humanity's screwing us over.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Do you know what I mean? Well, they call it Cli-Fi, don't they now? Like J.G. Ballard did it a bit as well, and that whole sort of like environmental science fiction. That was really early to do that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually think also it was really early to almost let the principle and the lesson getting in the way of the story. Which I thought the book in a lot of ways was really good, but all in all, it just doesn't compare to the other Wyndham stuff I've read. Not even. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, if you do really if you read a bunch of Wyndham stuff and you want to read something else that I think is really similar, another British science fiction author that is kind of known for one book and a bit underrated, I think, John Christopher and the Death of Grass.
Yeah,
that's a brilliant book. Yeah, and he writes in a really similar way.
I'm actually calling for buddy reads on that on my channel. I put up that a call for buddy reads, and that was one of them. I'd like to read that with somebody. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in. Is that one of the ones I already said I would read with you, or
no? But let's do it.
Oh, I absolutely want to read that with you because I've been wanting. That's been on my list. I heard Michael K. Vaughan talk about that.
Me too.
Yeah, he's reviewed it. Yeah.
And he loved that book. It's got two names, right? The Death of Grass and No Blade of Grass or something. Something like
Yeah, I
that?
think it has got something about Blade. Yeah, I only know it's Death of
Yeah.
Grass, but yeah, it has got another title. Yeah, but yeah, I was
he
really pleased he
raved
liked
about
it.
that a
'Cause
couple.
I'd already read it when he reviewed it, and I was watching it going, and then when he said he liked it, I was like, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
So we all got
Absolutely.
turned on to that book at the same time. Exactly the same video.
Yeah,
Cool.
I guess. Well, tell me when you want to read it, Scott, because I'm down. I have to hunt it down, but I can do that quickly. So let me know
Okay.
when you want to do it.
Yeah, I bought
I
it on
definitely
my
want to read
I bought it for my Kindle a while back. So yeah, cool.
it. Okay.
I tell you what, well, this is not John Wyndham, but one of the things that me and Michael K. Vaughan share when we talk about it sometimes off BookTube is our love of the Twilight Zone, because that's a big thing for me. There's a video coming up on my channel next week, I think it is, which is a really short video saying that I've got this Blu-ray box set of all of the episodes. So it's really cool. But I wanted to show you something that I got in the post today. So I bought this from eBay. Maybe you can see it. Can you see it all right? There's a bit of a glare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Yeah, these are episodes of the Twilight Zone that's been turned into short stories.
Whoa.
26 unforgettable explorations. Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually used to be 2 other books, so it's like an omnibus of those 2 books. But yeah, I was really pleased to get that. So that can go next to, I did a video of books I've got related to the Twilight Zone, and this is a new one for that. So
Cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, that's interesting. I might look into that because I thought that was like a type of book that I wouldn't be interested in. You know, that sort of
like a companion or something.
But they're
sorry?
like novelizations, aren't they? But they're short stories.
Yeah, like novelizing the episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And for Garb August, I read a Star Trek book like that, where they sort of novelized. It had like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the episodes that were quote unquote novelized in there, like short stories. And I really enjoyed reading a written version of those episodes. It was yeah, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. So I would
cool.
probably read like that Twilight, because I love that's all the original Twilight.
Yeah, they're the ones from the original series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
I
cool.
loved. Are you a big Twilight Zone fan, Scott?
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the original and the '90s or the '80s Twilight Zone. Yeah.
There's 2 others. I haven't seen the Forest Whitaker ones, but I've seen a lot of the new ones, which I do like some of them. But yeah, I mean the best ones are the original ones, and the '80s ones had some really good ones as well.
Yeah, I mean some of the screenplays were written by some great authors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Oh,
I'll tell you what we could do, Dave. We'll say it now on the screen that in a few, like, is this on time? Like maybe in a month or so time, we could do one of our favorite Twilight Zone episodes and get guests on that like the Twilight Zone. That'd be cool.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because I'm just kind of starting. I think I told you I'm like starting to do a marathon of them now, because I'd watched a couple of what were considered like classic Christmas episodes at Christmas time. So I'm not into it. So I think I'm going to go through the whole series now,
Yeah,
So yeah, that'd be great. We should totally have a Twilight Zone episode. That'd be good
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
And when you said the newer, did you mean the Jordan Peele ones? You've seen some of those?
Yeah, Jordan Peele ones. Yeah. There's the last episode of that first series is set on the set of the Twilight Zone, isn't it? It's like a real homage to the Twilight Zone. I think there's a ghost on the set or something. Yeah, and that was quite cool. They made it look like the set. They made it look like the Twilight Zone, which was quite cool.
Yeah. Have you seen those, Scott? The Jordan Peele ones?
Only like 2 episodes. I saw the first. I believe the first 2 that he came out with. I believe he put them on Paramount Plus. Or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I saw the first 2 or so of those.
Yeah.
And the one with the comedian. And then one other.
Oh yeah. That was one of the first episodes. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, but I can't remember the other episode I saw. But yeah, I liked the one with the comedian a lot. I thought it was good. Yeah.
There's one that I thought was really good and really modern. It's very political, and old Twilight Zone was political as well. But this was one that was very relevant now, which was called Replay, and this black mother
Yes.
had this,
Yes.
this had like a video cassette thing, and she could rewind life, and she kept pressing this button to try and get to because her son kept getting killed by a cop, in like one of those sort of, these horrible stories you hear about where they just get stopped randomly and then there's, tempers flare, blah blah blah. So it was that kind of thing, and she kept rewinding life to try and solve it, stop it from happening, and everything she did, or everything that everyone did, it always ended with her son dying, and it was so cool because
Yeah.
the way you didn't know what it was going to do, and in the end, it just was like, well, this is going to keep happening until the cops change their attitude. It was just a really cool way of kind of putting that across. So that was cool.
That was a very, very impactful episode. Yeah, that was a really good one. That was a really good one.
Yeah,
Let me catch up on some comments here. I wish Wyndham would stop ripping off Shyamalan. Larry Niven, Inferno was great. Did you guys read that? I haven't read that one.
I read Inferno. No, I have to try that.
I don't know that I've even heard of it. All right, Brian says so. Brian just was in that group read of the chrysalids. He said real life Soviet experimentation gave us two-headed dogs and failed attempts at human ape hybridization. Triffids are so much cooler.
That's actually true. I saw a documentary about that not more than a couple of years ago about the human ape hybridization thing. They actually did try that.
Oh. Aaron says, have any of you seen the 1962 Day of the Triffids film or the 1981 BBC version?
I have not.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with the BBC version, so I was a kid when I saw that. So I would have been 10 when it came out, and I remember seeing it at the time. So that really did have a real impact on me when I was a kid. I don't think I've seen the 1962 one, but yeah, I saw the BBC one, and there's a really good new adaptation with
Richard Chamberlain that was in it?
Well, the original one.
No, in the 81 version.
No. There was very English. It was like relatively unknown English actors that were in it.
Okay.
It's really good though. I think Matthew Duttine is one of them. But anyway, yeah, that's really good. But there was a recent one. I can't remember the guy's name. I think one of the Redgrave family is the female lead in it, and Eddie Izzard was like a villain in it. I wish I could remember, but it was done really well. I thought it was good. And that was only about 8 years ago.
I had.
Oh.
Okay, you're back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wait, so have you seen the 62 version though?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I have. It'd be interesting to see that because John Wyndham would have been alive at the time, so it would have been interesting to see if he was involved somewhere or what he thought of it.
Right.
Okay.
The 81 version is actually not very easy to obtain around here from everything I've tried, but maybe easier now. It's been a few years. But
yeah, maybe you can kind of get sort of pirated stuff now. You might go to torrent it or something.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me try my magic.
The BBC version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is really good. Much better than the film they made a little while ago. So if you get a chance to see the BBC version of Hitchhikers, that's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have not seen that. I do like the BBC stuff. We can get a lot of BBC stuff. Any of the Regency or Victorian period BBC stuff is available readily here, but for some reason, like the Day of the Triffids and stuff is not.
So apparently, I was just using my Magic Just Watch app here, try to find it, and apparently there was a show, The Day of the Triffids, in 2009 on the BBC.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
That's a mini-series show.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the one I was thinking of. Who's the main actor in it?
Well, it looks like there's a 1981 BBC series.
Yeah, who's the main actor in the 2009 one? Does it say?
That is, let's see.
Because it was someone really famous. And I was like,
Doug Ray Scott.
Yeah, Doug Ray Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's when
So
you're
Jolie
thinking of?
Richardson is one of the Redgrave ones. Yeah, Doug Ray Scott, who was he in Singles? I think so, maybe. Don't know. Someone in the chat might be able to, but I think he's quite famous in general. But I don't know. But he was good. He was a good lead for Day of the Trippids. It's got to be someone who's
Yeah,
I don't know.
Becky,
He's a kind
Becky
of
said
person.
he was in Happily Ever After with Drew
Ever
with oh yeah Ever After with Drew Barrymore.
Oh, okay, right.
That-
Yeah, he's been in a few things. Yeah, but he was good.
All right.
Yeah.
So after I read the book, that's the one I should watch. That 2009.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the '80s one was good, but I watched it as a kid, so you know, it's
Yeah,
got cheesy effects. Obviously, 1981, the effects wouldn't have been amazing, but you know, if you're a science fiction fan, you don't mind bad effects, do you?
MJ is back. She filmed 3 videos, and you all still here. Yay! That's right, MJ. You know how we roll. Growing up
They
on
were
the
pretty
outer
short.
limits.
Yeah.
Way more often than Twilight Zone. I have a soft spot for those. Yeah, I love the Outer Limits. My dad and I used to watch those all the time.
Yep.
Those were great. Did you guys watch the Outer Limits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, they've just started being repeated on our TV as well, which is cool.
Well, see, because I had a strange upbringing and everything. I got to a lot of this late.
Mm.
Like the Outer Limits and stuff. I watched in my early 20s. Late teens, early 20s and stuff. And the stuff I didn't get to as a kid, but I got to a lot of it later. So yeah, but yeah, Outer Limits was so freaking cool. Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this the other day, but Amazing Stories was another one that was similar to that. I used to watch with my dad,
That was the 80s, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Was that the 80s? I think that was Spielberg produced those, I think, didn't he?
That's right.
Yeah. And then there was somebody in the chat reminding me it may have been Kelly in a chat the other day reminding me of The Hitchhiker. Remember that one?
Yes.
Similar
Yeah.
sort of.
Wasn't that on HBO? I believe
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, it was on at the same time as like Tales from the Crypt and Tales from the Dark Side and a lot of that stuff I wish was still on.
Yeah.
I love
Tales
those.
from the Crypt. I've been watching some of those Tales from the Crypt on Shudder.
Yeah, Shudder.
Yeah. So I'm watching a few of them on there. Such a sucker for those shows. All right, let's see here. All right. MJ, I haven't been able to finish the dishes this entire stream. It's not being so productive. I had to get them done. Well, that's pretty impressive that she just went and did 3 videos in between. That's why I gotta get more discipline like you guys. Do Grace Scott, right? MJ, you are still up. This is no, it's not quite MJ's bedtime yet. It's getting close, but
yeah,
it's not that late yet. Yeah. Well, I guess you're an hour behind us here. 7:50.
Well, it's nearly 1 o'clock for me.
MJ's got another 10 minutes before she got to go to bed. The Hitchhiker was fabulous. It was USA. Yep.
USA?
The USA Network.
That's
Is that what
right.
you're saying, MJ?
USA
Network. Okay. USA was the one that had isn't that the one that had Up All Night with Gilbert Godfrey? Oh my God. I spent so many whatever that was, Friday, Saturday night as a teen, up late watching Up All Night.
That's right. I remember that very well. They always had some kind of movie and they play some music videos and all kinds of stuff on there. Yeah.
Yeah, those were great. Is he's still around, right, Gilbert Godfrey?
No, he died 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, his stand-up was so funny. Very, very underrated stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he was good. 8:50. Yeah,
Kelly just used the phrase "butt crack of dawn." I love it.
8:50. Where is that, Kelly? You in the far northeastern Canada or something? 8:50. Where's that?
What time is it here?
I got 7:50 on the Eastern time. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't think there's not a lot of spots that are 8:50 now, right?
I don't think
I
so.
got yeah. I got all of the Tales from the Crypt on DVD recently. I'm going to have nice.
Very nice. Yeah,
That
that's
sounds like a lot of fun. That
something I've
Yeah, that's awesome.
sounds like a
I,
great time.
I,
I would
I
probably
like
stay up all night.
the movie as well.
Sorry, say again, Scott?
Said I liked the Tales from the Crypt movie as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
Up All Night was so much fun. I used to go to my cousin's house. I wasn't supposed to watch television, but went to my cousin's house. We'd be up all night watching it on USA Network,
Yeah.
hoping I didn't get
Yeah.
caught.
Look at this. You know it was good if MJ was up until 4 a.m. watching it. All my tribe, of course. Yeah, Gilbert passed away in 2022. Nova Scotia. Okay, that's what I figured. I figured there wasn't that many. I mean, I don't know where else. There's not that many locations that are in that time zone, right? Cool. I said Nova Scotia. Scotia? What's she saying? Scotia? Yeah. So that getting back to Wyndham. So the one that I guess the UK version, right? It's called Kraken Wakes. So you didn't like that either, you said, right, Gareth?
yeah. I liked it, but I didn't. I was quite shocked at how much worse it was than the other one I'd read at the time, which was Data Triffids. So that was the second one I'd read, and I was like,
see.
oh, and I was a bit like, oh, maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. And then after that, everything I read was much better. So yeah, it was bad for Wyndham, I thought.
Yeah, it to me it was a 2.5-star book, and Day of the Trippids was a 5-star book. So there's a big difference,
Yeah.
And the Chrysalids was a 4-star book. Not quite to the level. But I'll tell you what, about 2/3 of the way through, it was going to be a 4, or about 80% of the way through, it was going to be a 5-star book, and
Right.
it just seemed to kind of fall off for me, and I didn't care for the last chapter, and that kept it from being a 5-star book for me. But I sure wanted it to be, but it was still
Well,
great.
I read Chucky for my first one for Winter of Wyndham.
Yes, I was wondering
And I
about
liked Chucky. I thought it was really good. I can't remember if I think I gave it 4 stars, but yeah, I thought it was really good. Definitely on a par with the other ones that I really liked. But
is it as science fiction-y as the others?
Say again?
Is it as science fiction-y as the others?
Well, it's all about an alien.
Okay.
So he's got but it's quite domestic because it's like ultimately all the way through it, it's like, has that child actually got an alien in his head speaking to him, or is he just a lunatic?
Oh, cool.
Or is
Okay.
it an imaginary friend kind of thing? Is it an imaginary friend? And that's kind of what's explored in the book. So it's different. I think, I'll tell you what, I don't know, I've got these other ones to read, but I do feel like Wyndham doesn't really repeat himself, that he tries different things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then I've got books that aren't quite as famous. So like, I'll just put 3 here. There's a bunch here, but I'll just pick 3. Like, Plan for Chaos, I'd never heard of until I found it.
Huh.
So as it's not as famous, is it not as good? The Secret People, didn't know that one before I found it. And then Stowaway to Mars, which was the second one he wrote. So he wrote Day of the Triffids, and then he wrote that one under the name John Wyndham. But again, hadn't heard of it until I found it. It's been reissued. But is it that I haven't heard of these because they're not as good? Don't know.
Right.
But I don't know. If he's written 5 classics, then that's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate and respect authors that try to go out and do something different every time that they pick up a pen, because that's rare. Especially these days with series being so prolific and things like that. It's hard to find an author who just is trying to do something different, like Salman Rushdie. I'm actually reading Midnight's Children right now, and he's one of those authors. Every time he goes out, it's something completely different than what he did last time. And they may only put out one book every 5 years, but it's fine with me.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's as you say, if Day of Triffids was what 1950, I think it was, or 51 or something. It's like you've had like 70 years of literature since then. It gets harder and harder to think of an original idea, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right. Let's catch up here. Kelly. So she agrees with that pronunciation. Daniel says, my son has been watching Tales from the Crypt Keeper recently. That was the children's cartoon version. Now he's watching the original Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes that feature on Nickelodeon.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Starting him up right.
And
yeah.
A lot of hockey players. Brian's got to go. All right. Thanks, Brian. If you're still here, appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, Brian.
Kelly says, we watched The Hitchhiker a lot as teens until Red Light District started airing opposite and the parents weren't home. Oh, Red Light District around the world. It was before show about Red Light Districts around the world. It was before the internet. Yeah. Was that the Showtime? Is that what that was, Kelly? Was that Showtime, like risque show?
Actually, I think you might be thinking about the Red Shoe Diaries.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was shown over here as well.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
That was like in the early days of cable.
Yeah.
There was a channel called Bravo Channel, and it used to show kind of cheesy science fiction stuff, and it used to show these sort of like soft erotic things as well, and cop shows and stuff, and it was like proper like exploitative stuff, and it used to show the Red Shoe Diaries, right? Yeah. That was on Bravo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's MJ Red Shoe Diaries, David Duchovny. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess MJ was a fan of that show. Daniel says, I have to go. Thank you for the stream. I'll check when I wake up in the morning to see if you are still streaming. Okay. Thanks, Daniel. Kelly says, it might have ended up on Showtime. This was Canadian. They went to Thailand, Amsterdam, etc. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think I was thinking of the Red Shoe Diaries. Yeah.
You can't get it out of your mind, can you?
Do you guys, what I want to ask, do you guys remember that show? This had to be the 80s, I think. A show, maybe the 90s, called Surface, where it was like when we were talking about that Kraken Wakes book, and it made me think of that, where it was like creatures started coming from down under the ocean and invading our Earth. All these, like, do you guys remember that?
I didn't have that. I don't think
I think it was a CBS show,
I don't.
like a primetime science fiction show.
Did it have like one season or something? I just don't.
Maybe it didn't last long.
Oh no, that does not
Yeah.
sound familiar.
Sounded that's like what the Kraken Wakes was about. Whoop, what did I do here? That might have been up Showtime. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the last of the comments. We're caught up. Yeah. So I don't know. We're coming up on 2 hours here. What do you think? Should we?
Well, I was wanted to mention something that I don't know when this video is going to appear, but I've done a video about it. But I thought it'd be fun to talk about it live with you guys as well. And that's this event that I was going to look up the name of the channel that created the event. Obscure Reads, or Obscure Books or something. Interesting channel, and I don't know how I fell on it, but she's done this video introducing an event that she's created called Filmtastic February.
Oh,
I think I know the channel you're talking about. Yeah, Obscura something.
Yeah.
I've seen some of her videos too. I think it's been a while. But I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool idea. So it's like books linked to films. So she does mention. She mentions. Well, one of the things she mentions that I think might be stretching it a bit because it means you can probably read anything, and that's books that have turned into films. but that's
Mhm.
like a billion books that have turned into films. But if you go the other way, that's not quite as common, which would be novelizations. But I just brought a couple of books down to kind of just mention the event. So I quite.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't love them, but I'm intrigued by Carrie Fisher's memoir stuff.
Ah,
Yeah. So this is Wishful Drinking, which I think is set around the Star Wars sets. I think that's like because they're kind of like a lot of her memoirs are kind of set in different parts of her life. I think that's
Right.
Star Wars based. So Wishful Drinking. It's a great cover.
yeah.
So I've read Postcards from the Edge and another one. I can't remember which one it was. So I might read that. But then also, there's like really cool books you can find sometimes about the production of films. And I don't know if you know much about Brazil, Terry Gilliam's film Brazil, but he had major issues with the film company trying to change what he'd written and trying to get like a happy ending and all sorts of things
Mhm.
that like made the film controversial. So the Battle of Brazil is a book about the making of the film. So
Okay.
Cool.
you know,
Okay.
I think like books like that I think are quite cool. So yeah, I've
Yeah.
done a video talking about what I'd like to do for the event. And yeah,
Okay. Scott's being paged, it looks like.
I didn't
Um,
even see it until it hit my head.
Yeah. We could all see it coming, but you Jim says thanks for the chat guy. I had to jump on and off a couple of times. Yeah, thanks, Jim.
thanks,
Thanks for
Jim.
coming.
Thanks, Jim.
Fred says great first episode. I have to head out. Have a great night. Have a good night.
Thanks, Fred.
Obscure
Yeah.
book adventures. Okay.
Yeah, Obscure Book Adventures. Yeah. So yeah, check out her introduction video. But it's a great idea, I think, and yeah, I'd like to support her. So I did that video mentioning it, and it'd be nice if other people get behind it because I think if you make your own event, it's so easy to kind of have it buried amongst a million other events and nobody picks up on it. And it's nice for someone if they create an event, if 4 or 5 people do it as well, it's just really cool,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that idea. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go check that out.
If I can read
Yeah.
anything, if I can read anything, I'm reading Moby Dick with some people next month, and if I can get
Cool.
anything in other than that, that book is dense, but I love it.
yeah. That's been made
Yeah.
into loads of films, isn't it? There's a few films based on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yep.
Shows
I don't
my
think
dinner.
any of them will ever get the weirdness of the book, but yeah, it's a great book.
all right.
No. Kelly says going now, but my science fiction on deck is All Systems Red by Martha Wells. I read that this year.
Yeah.
Also, I see that some creators are putting a send me something with a mailing address in their show notes. Good idea. I think that's a hint
Yeah.
to put that in our notes here.
Your MJ's mentioned that I should have my kind of mail address or wish list or something on Amazon or something. I never really thought about doing it. It seems like weird to go, can you buy me something? But people do it, don't they? So it seems a bit strange. But I was thinking about doing the buy me a coffee thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like getting a little tip, if you gig and someone gets you a drink, it's a bit like that,
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Don't know.
Okay.
How
Send
do
me
you
something.
two
You
feel
gotta
about the wish
PO
list thing?
box.
How do you two feel about that whole wish list thing?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I haven't done it. But I think it's great. I mean, like, people, I mean, a lot of people like to send, they watch the show and they want you to experience something that they experienced, and so they want to send that to you, and I think that's wonderful for all sides.
Yeah. It's kind of sharing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure some people will see it and say that person is being really selfish, but most people will look at it and see and not say anything about it. But then there's 1 out of 20 or 30 who might send you something one day, and
Yeah.
and they like to. I mean, a lot of people just like to share. So I think it's a great thing to be able to do that if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we got to put that in our show notes, Gareth. Thanks for the live stream. Yeah, thanks for coming, Kelly.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book, Gareth.
Which one's that then?
One of those two you showed, I guess. Probably, I'm guessing the Carrie Fisher one. But
Oh, Carrie Fisher, yeah, Wishful Dream. Yeah, I can imagine Andrew's probably read that one, yeah.
Anti-Hero Annie's Obscure Book Adventures. Okay.
Yeah.
They can get you a £1 coffee or randomly send you a bag of chips to another country or a bag of biscuits. Ollie puts his in every video. I don't know. Once you all enable your super chats, you can get tips.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do that. Is she means in this show?
Yeah, but then I was watching one of the big YouTubers, one of the big booktubers, and the way they were doing their live chat, only people that were sending money they were able to see their comments, which I think is a bit now. Yeah, like paying to have a comment on a video is a bit weird.
Well, what I've seen, I think what she's talking about, the super chats. I think that's what she's talking about. Where I've seen some of those big ones where you can see all the comments, but if somebody makes a tip or whatever you want to call it, theirs gets like super highlighted. It'll be big and yellow or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that if they want to.
Yeah, I've seen someone send money to MJ like that. It just suddenly came up, $5 sent to MJ or something. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's all good.
It's very humbling when people tip you for being you.
I think you have to be. I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers, don't you, or something like that,
to monetize.
To have super chat.
Super chat. Oh,
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah,
it's very humbling when people tip you for being you. It's highlighted for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all that stuff's great. I mean, it's just, I haven't done any of it, but like I know Ollie does a lot of it. I think he's got like the Patreon, the affiliate links, and all that stuff. And I think that's awesome because people love watching him, and people want to send him stuff. People want to say thank you, or they want to share something that they experienced. They want to share it with him. And
he's got a huge audience now as well, isn't he? So it's a lot of people that might want to do that.
And so, I mean, I haven't done anything like that, and honestly, I'm not that motivated to do anything like that. But I think the people that do it, I think it's great. I think it's great for both ends. If both for their, you know what I mean. People want to send stuff, and people want to or contribute in different ways, whether they're sending a book or contributing a tip or whatever. Some people want to contribute, and then obviously it's good for the recipient as well. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I feel about it is, I feel like each time you get over another milestone on BookTube or YouTube, it kind of legitimizes that sort of thing more. So if you start and you got 10 subscribers, and you're going, yeah, give me some money, mate. There's 10 people. It's just like, what, And then if you got 1,000 subscribers, then clearly you don't know most of those people, and it is like a successful TV show or something. Do you know what I mean? And it seems more legitimate that you're offering a service or whatever. So yeah, I feel like the more your channel has some kind of success, the more you can go, actually, I'll stick that on it as well. I'll do that on it as well.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if people pay for Netflix, they should certainly pay for Book, Songs, and Other Magic. Right?
Yeah, it's like what I offer is so much more than Netflix.
I would say so.
I watch Gareth more than I do Netflix. I'll tell you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Are you that guy that put that secret camera in the corner of my room?
MJ said, "Someone."
I had the last laugh. I played to the camera. I started dancing for him and all sorts. I kind of enjoyed it.
He's known that camera's there, Scott, for the last 3 months.
I love it. Did you see what I did last Wednesday, Scott? I bet that shocked you.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I was in hospital for
No.
weeks after that.
Someone tipped MJ $20 and said she should be a TV presenter. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
have to enable it, fellas. All right. Well, maybe
Fortnite
MJ
fellas.
show us how to do it. Super chats take 50% of tips. Yeah, I've heard that.
Ooh,
I've heard
cheeky.
Streamlabs is better. I don't know what does anybody know what Streamlabs is?
I think that's where the Arrow series was set. No, it was the Flash series.
Oh. No, that was Star Labs, Gareth. Come on now. It's funny. The guy that the guy Ice that just said this, I know him offline, and he loves Flash, so it's funny you said that. I love that show too. I
really like the film, the controversial film with that dodgy guy playing the Flash. I thought it was a good film.
He's
I
a little
haven't seen it yet.
suspect.
It's on Amazon Prime now, so I've got to watch it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the movie. I'm getting Hobnobs.
I actually think the DC movies have been better than they've been given credit for.
Yeah, I think they've had. It's like people are now in this state of mind where they just want to criticize everything, and it's like just missing good stuff or good bits of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's going, yeah, it's awful. And it's like, well, what about that bit? Yeah, don't care. It's still awful. You know, it's still just weird. People are just being really extreme about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and most things have got good and bad bits. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I almost did a video about Star Wars about that, but I reckon it would just be an absolute nightmare because I'd get like people commenting, like telling me I'm an idiot, and just like it would just be a night. I don't think it'd be worth it, but I do think it's such a shame that apparently, according to YouTube, everything is crap. You know.
Right.
I
actually like those movies. You know, the second one I didn't like as much as 1 and 3. You know, of the newer ones, but I mean, it's still fine. You know.
Well, I think the biggest problem with the third one, I mean, we are starting a Star Wars conversation now. We're going to go, no, all these people commenting. But I think the biggest problem with the last one was them bringing Palpatine back, which I thought was silly. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in it, though. You know, that I think, you know, that's a major plot point I think is silly. But I'm quite happy to enjoy other aspects of the film. You know?
I actually enjoyed most of the film up to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while it's because the way I look at it, my approach to films, if I'm sitting there in the cinema and I want to enjoy myself, I'm quite happy to go, all right, I don't like this, but all right, I'll take a couple of minutes to get my head around it and then I'll go with it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go, well, this is bollocks, and then just think the entire thing is written off because it didn't like a plot point. I'd rather readjust what I'm watching and go, okay, cool, you're doing that, whatever, and then enjoy whatever I can out of the film, you know?
Right.
I don't know why people don't do that. You know, like enjoy life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you pay like $20 to see it or something. You know?
I mean, I really shouldn't do a big Star Wars rant, but in a similar way, people went crazy when Jack Black and what's the face, Lizzo, appeared on The Mandalorian. But they're just celebrities. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I've seen people go, "Oh, well, it took me out of the show." And it's like, well, surely Pedro Pascal is famous enough now that you know that's his voice. You know, if you're going to be that sensitive to someone famous being on a show, you must be being taken out of a show every 5 minutes. You know, because loads of famous people are in shows. So I didn't get it. It's like, well, who cares that they're in it? It really makes no difference. And why not? You know. That's just so weird. Everyone went mental about it, going, "Oh, well, it's just stupid now." You know, it's like, really? Is it that stupid? You know?
Yeah.
So it's just people just want to slag everything off now.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy life, man.
Yeah.
That's what I reckon, isn't it? Have a cup of tea, eat biscuits, and enjoy a bit of pew pew pew.
All right. Well, I think we've only got a couple of people left. I think everybody.
Is that the last statement of this first inaugural live chat?
Yeah.
Have a cup of tea, eat some biscuits, and enjoy
it. Darren said, if I paid for a cinema ticket, I'm staying until the end of the film, even if it's crap. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I've never walked out of a movie theater.
I have once, and that was many, many years ago. It was Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon. The only movie I've ever walked out of.
I walked out. I walked out of a cinema. I walked out of Troy.
Oh, yeah.
It was really annoying me, and there was a couple of things that annoyed me. But one of the things that I remember, I don't remember that much about it, but I remember there was one bit where Brad Pitt played Achilles, didn't he? Pretty sure he played Achilles.
I think that's right.
And he says to another character on screen, what we're going to do is going to be remembered for years and years and years and years, and we're going to go down in history because this is really important. And it's thought, oh yeah, they would have said that. That's a really stupid line. You know. But I mean, war had just broken out, and I just felt like it was a really there was too many things that were in the film that felt a bit glorifying war in a situation where war had literally just broken out, and it just pissed me off. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, nah, I'm not down with this. Yeah. So I think it was a specific situation because, you know, what was happening in the world, you know. That's why I left the cinema. I literally said to my wife, "Are you enjoying this?" She went, "No." I said, "Right, I'm going then."
I've never walked out of the theater, and it's actually very, very rare that if I'm watching a movie at home, it's very rare that I will shut it off.
Leave the house.
Huh?
You leave the house.
Very, very rare that I will even I'll shut it off. I'll usually finish, you know, unless I fall asleep, whatever. But I'll tell you, recently, I did do that with very recently. I did that with a movie, that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh God!
Now Erie warned me not. I was into watching some horror, so Erie warned me not to watch it. She said, "Don't waste your time." And I'm like, I'm gonna go watch it anyway. And like, have either of you guys seen that?
I'm not comfortable about the idea of pissing about with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I know. No.
And I don't think it's like necessarily like that sacred, but it's just like invent your own characters. What are you doing? Winnie the Pooh is Winnie the Pooh, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
now they're doing that crap with Mickey Mouse. So yeah, I don't want to see that either.
Yeah. They did it with what was it? The Banana Splits, didn't they? They made a horror film out of the Banana Splits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So go on in, Dave. Why was it bad?
It was so bad in every way. Like there was nothing. I mean, actually, the first 10 minutes was okay. It was like Christopher Robin is grown up and he's bringing his girlfriend back to the 100-acre wood, and the characters, you know, Pooh and Piglet and them, they've gone bad because he abandoned them, and they went hungry, and they became they went insane. So actually, that wasn't so bad, but then it was so weird. It just jumped, like it was like a couple different movies. All of a sudden, it became like a sorority weekend slasher movie. It was like all disjointed. The acting was horrible. And it was just, I can't even describe it. I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like, I can't believe somebody wrapped up the filming and said, this is a good idea. I should put this out. This is a good idea. I can't believe somebody came to that conclusion.
You can't believe somebody was proud of it.
But the thing is, apparently there are more coming. That there's another one on the way. There's a sequel on the way, and I think there's plans to do a third one actually. I
suppose if the budget's small, they probably don't have to make that much money to get a profit out of it. If it's really, really low budget, so
yeah, that's true.
That might be a thing.
That's true. And this was super low budget. This was super low budget. I mean, it was
They
so
didn't,
bad.
couldn't even afford actors, right?
Wow.
Yeah, there were 10 people still watching. Okay, so has Gareth finally watched Dave Made a Maze? Zap wants to know.
Right. Okay. So this is a nice segue, and maybe this could be the last thing, right? I think it would be really cool, and we shouldn't necessarily be discussing channel plans or is this on show plans live on the thing, because you might be like, "What are you doing, Gareth? I haven't agreed to this," but I've got an idea.
Okay.
That at the end of every, we can pre-plan it, but at the end of every show, we say we're going to do something, watch something, or read something
Yeah.
for 2 weeks' time, and then,
Good idea.
whoever's watching could then like maybe do the same thing, and then that could be something else in the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying that now is that I haven't seen Dave Made a Maze, and I'm desperate to see it. And we could say, let's talk about Dave Made a Maze the next show, and I'll make sure I watch it.
Okay, so everybody that's left, one of the topics in the next episode is going to be Dave Made a Maze. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it before the next show, and we'll discuss it. Although, of course, we had 2 topics for tonight, and we barely even got to one of them. So
yeah, we're trying to reduce the biscuit talk.
It's not like we're actually committed to anything, even if we say it.
That's true. Although we didn't get an appearance from Biscuit Rage, so I'm a bit annoyed. I'm going to send him a message. Go, what's going on? What's going on? But yeah, we'll do that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, Crystal popped in. Hi, Crystal.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that's a good idea. So,
watch it tomorrow.
So Crystal, now that you're here, go watch Dave Made a Maze.
Dave Made a Maze.
It's a movie. I forget. It's on one of the. I forget which one it was on. It was on one of the main streaming channels, Prime or something.
I've got it on.
We're going to have an in-depth discussion about it in the next show.
You've seen it, haven't you, Dave? You've seen it.
So actually, I still. Last time I talked to you, I don't know if you remember. I told you I'd only watched half. Because a lot of times, I got to get up at 6 a.m. on work days, right? So a lot of times I'll watch half one day and half the next day. I watched half, was telling my daughter about it the next morning, and she said, "Oh, I totally watched this." My youngest daughter is like a lot more like me, She's like, "I'll totally watch that." So I said, "Okay, I'll save it and we'll watch it together." So we'll watch it this weekend. I'll make sure we watch it this weekend. Yes, Crystal, it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie. Let me use my magic app here, Crystal.
I'm really hoping you can tell me if you think it might be this. I'm really hoping it's going to be a similar kind of style to being John Malkovich.
Yeah, it is similar style. Totally.
Yeah, awesome.
It's absolutely same style.
I can't tell you how much I love being John Malkovich. I love that film so much. It's completely mental.
It's on Prime, or if you have Peacock or MGM, it's on those as well. So yeah, you can stream it on Prime. Dave Made a Maze, and it is absolutely like if anybody's still watching, if you need a little primer for it, it's like a surreal movie, very much like Being John Malkovich, where this guy, his fiance comes home. She's been away from like 3 days on a business weekend or something. And she comes home, and in the middle of her living room, there's this big cardboard fort. And he has been stuck in there for like 3 days and he can't get out. And it's crazy. And there ends up being a whole cast of characters that all go to try to check it out. And it's crazy. It's nuts. Very unique. It's funny. And I've only seen half of it. So
cool.
Yeah.
Dave
Sounds like totally
Zap watched it. Says it's gonna watch it again. Awesome.
Brilliant. There you go. Zap's up for watching it twice in the space of a few weeks. Brilliant. I just said, I think it was one of our chats, and I just said, this is a film that looks amazing. I saw the trailer and I was laughing my head off, and I just thought it was exactly the sort of thing I should watch. And then we said, let's watch it, and then we still haven't watched it yet.
I said I'll add it to my watch list. Love Being John Malkovich. Yeah. Maybe I don't want to give us a lot of homework here, but maybe, Gareth, maybe we should rewatch that one too. Maybe we should watch
Well,
both.
John
And we can
Malkovich.
do a contrast and compare, and
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember the bit where? His interview was amazing? You remember when he goes for the interview for the job, and and the guy. One of the questions he gives him. He shows him two pieces of paper. I think one of them's got a number on it, and the other one's got just a squiggle on it. And he says something like, which one's higher? And John Cusack goes, well, that's just a squiggle. And he goes, you're good. It's so brilliant.
Oh boy. Yeah, you didn't see it, did you, John? Scott, being John Malkovich. Did you see that one?
I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. I've seen parts of it, but I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing.
It gets more and more crazy through the whole film. The ending is completely bizarre.
Yeah, I've got to go ahead and sit down and watch it again. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I've seen the whole thing. So
Have you seen the bit where John Malkovich goes inside John Malkovich's mind? Have you seen that bit?
I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've seen any of it. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love the idea that Spike Jonze, Charlie Kaufman's thinking, so what would happen if you went inside your own mind? And then he thought, yeah, let's do this. And it's such a brilliant bit. Do you remember what happens, Dave?
I don't remember what happens. It's been a long time.
Okay, I won't say it because it'll be spoilers, but it's just a really funny scene.
What did you think? What did you think of Adaptation with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, that was a little bit more cerebral and a little bit more like what? But it was. I enjoyed the craziness of it and the fact that he was playing the twins, and that they had the names of Charlie Kaufman and this made-up twin that wasn't actually real, and it was like, and the plot kept moving the goalpost, didn't it? And you're like, where are we now? And I thought it was quite fun, but it's not quite as crazy as John Malkovich. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, he's ended up being quite a serious director, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, there goes Dave. Yeah, I think so. And he did what was the name of that animated movie he did not too long ago? I
haven't seen that. Is that really good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad as hell though. It's kind of
yeah. That's kind of what's happened, isn't it? He's become more like that, hasn't he?
Yeah, and it's funny that kind of probably his most serious movie is an animated film. Very strange, but just like Charlie Kaufman, So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he'd written a book, and I found this big hardback version of his book in a secondhand shop. I was well excited. I thought, oh my God, that's brilliant. And I bought it straight away thinking, I love Charlie Kaufman. And then I thought about it and I thought, actually, this is probably really depressing. Do I want to read this? Yeah. So it's been sitting there on my shelf and I've been putting it off because I imagine it's probably really depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an amazing man, really.
Yeah, for sure. He is a genius.
But not a very happy bunny.
No. I don't think he's ever done anything that's like really, really positive. Like everything is
very happy bunny.
Pretty dark.
Yeah. He did did you see the one that he did that wasn't written by him, but it was based on a book. But I don't think he wrote the screenplay, I'm not sure. But it was I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
No. Dave, did you watch that one?
No, I haven't read it or watched it.
Me either.
Yeah. Well, my son said, you got to watch it. You got to watch it, Dad. I was like, all right, I'll watch it, thinking, well, it's Charlie Kaufman. I'll give it a go, but I don't know. And it was really depressing. It was really interesting. It changed the narrative, shifts like mad, and you're like, where are we now? And it's got some really odd dialogue in it and odd characters in it, and it's kind of like you kind of match things up for it to make sense that you're watching. So it's depressing, but it gets your brain working, and it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know what the book's like, but yeah, I did like it. But but my daughter hated it. So my son loved it. Said you got to watch it, and then my daughter hated it. So
That's exactly what I was going to say about the book. I had a friend who said it's one of the best things she's ever read, and then I had another friend that said it's the biggest piece of crap he's ever read. So there is no middle ground. I think it goes for the movie and the book. So
yeah.
I got it. You know who loved that book? Pax loved that book. She talked about it a bunch.
Really?
Right.
So it's been on my list just because she loved it so much, but I just haven't got to it yet. But
Yeah.
Well, that's now on my list now. Now you've said that. Yeah, I'll read that as well then. Yeah, but it's interesting that Charlie Kaufman decided to do it. But yeah, let's watch John Malkovich and Dave Made a Maze,
excellent.
and we can talk about crazy stuff. It'll be fun.
This is good because we did this not for the first episode. In this first episode we've also done some planning for our future episodes, right? So we got this one.
Hey?
We got a Twilight Zone one coming, right? And and we also have some other. Oh, so for whoever's left, we were talking about doing a banned book one soon, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a hot topic right now. So, I presume people are interested in talking about that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So,
we were going to talk about DNFing, weren't we, today?
we're going to talk about DNFing, but we'll have to save that for another
time. Yeah. Did not finish the live stream. We DNF'd our own thing.
Yeah, we DNF'd our own live stream plans.
I love that.
You know, probably 3/4 of the people here. I had mentioned in my video yesterday that we were going to be talking about that topic. Probably 3/4 of the people that were here showed up for that topic. You know.
Yeah, we want our money back. What are you doing? You just let us down. Yeah.
Nobody's going to watch the show ever again now.
Yeah, yeah. You can't get those 2.5 hours back now. You know, what a waste of your time. Just waiting for us to talk about DNFing.
Oh my god.
Oh well, maybe that's part of the thing that people are just going to go. Well, let's just lay bets on how much of their plans they're going to do in their shows.
Yeah,
that's an extra feature. Yeah, how far off the beaten track can we go? You know,
we could make a little chart, electronic chart. We can distribute to everybody so they can run a pool. And
but then we'll start engineering it. Do you know what I mean? We'll be like, we'll tell everyone we're going to talk about DNFing, but we'll talk about llamas for 2 hours.
And they have to stay to the end or they can't win.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is, if we did act, all it would take was like 2 comments. If like 2 people put in comments about llamas, we could probably talk about llamas for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you rather have in your bathroom? A llama or a camel? Go.
Scott, llama or camel?
Llama or camel?
In your bathroom.
A llama.
Obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, obviously.
Right, okay, we'll see if there's anyone chatting about what they prefer.
Crystal says, we know better when you all get together. There'll be lots of tangents. Crystal, you missed it. You would be amazed at how long we talked about food.
The first hour.
It's unbelievable. That's why we only got to one of our 2 planned topics.
But we've created a new one, llamas or camels.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Right. Is that the last? Is Crystal's comment the last one?
That's the last comment. Yep. That's the last comment. It seems like the comments have died down.
They've all killed over. They're like,
There's
can't stand this anymore.
There's still some people watching, but I think, oh man, so Crystal said, oh man, I missed the food talk.
Yeah.
You did. We talked about like 18 different kinds of biscuits. We talked about, what else did we talk about? Scones, cupcakes,
Fish and chips.
fish
And
and
in the end, I've only eaten 4 of these.
Yeah.
I think I've eaten 4, which is not bad. You know, my diabetic nurse will be pleased.
Yeah.
Before I was diagnosed, I would have eaten an entire packet of this for one cup of tea. But I'm trying to be good.
It got a little nerve wracking when he brought in the chocolate biscuits, but he
Yeah,
he made it
Yeah.
through.
I've lost
So.
them. Where have they gone? Ralph, have you eaten the biscuits? He loves apples. My dogs love apples. If I leave the core, they can usually smell that I'm eating an apple, and they'll suddenly appear and go, "Oh, apples!" And I'll break the core in half, and I'll have one each, like half of each. They love apples.
Olive loves. Let's say, I still here and having a great time.
Yay.
Jim says, "I'm back again for a minute. You guys are still going." Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I just tried Olive because Olive is I don't know if you can tell, but Olive needs to. Olive and Dada both need to be a little more diligent with our food choices lately. So I was trying to find some healthy snack alternatives for Olive, and she likes bananas. I found out.
Nice.
She didn't take the carrots. I've tried a couple times with the baby carrots. She's not liking those. And Olive does not turn away many food items, but she did not like baby carrots. But she did try like the bananas. She was a little hesitant at first, but she's digging them now.
Bananas
Right?
are awesome.
Right?
They are so awesome.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't like the banana skin though. I wouldn't eat that.
does anybody eat that?
No, probably not.
Link loves tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
He loves tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Zap's telling Jim, welcome back. Your homework is to watch Dave Made a Maze. Yes, Jim. Next show, we are going to be discussing the movie Dave Made a Maze. and also Being John Malkovich, if you haven't seen that one. That's an older one.
Yeah.
And so Dave Made a Maze you can watch on Amazon Prime. So
And Dave's gonna try and be John Malkovich for the entire thing as well. I'll try and be Nick Cage.
So I didn't see that movie you guys were just talking about. What was the name?
Adaptation.
Adaptation? What is it about?
It was the one after. There's the one that he wrote after that. He might have. Did he direct it? He might have directed it as well. He didn't direct John Malkovich, but he might have directed that.
I think he did direct. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remember the plot, Scott? Because it was weird, wasn't it?
Very strange. Yeah, it had something to do with twins, and it. God, I don't know. It was just.
He was writing a book, wasn't he?
Yeah. Is there a plot really? But yeah, he is writing a book.
He's writing a book. There we go. That's it. That's the plot. He was writing a book. That's already a film, isn't it? He was writing a book. What more do you need?
Yeah, it's very strange, but I enjoyed it. Nicolas Cage was his weird best in it. So
yeah. I like Nick Cage. I think he's brilliant at comedy. I think he went into this massive long spate where he did action films, didn't he? But he is incredible in Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
And that film is just a masterpiece, and he is so funny in it. He
is. Did you see Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans? He was in that. He was the main character in that film. Oh my God, that is Nick Cage at his absolute craziest. And if you haven't seen that, I would say watch it. That is an excellent movie, and it's one of Nick Cage's best performances.
Yeah. Yeah. Another Charlie Kaufman film which we haven't mentioned is really good, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, I love that one too.
Yeah.
That may be my favorite by him that I've seen. Such a great movie. It's
definitely one of Jim Carrey's best performances. He's really good in that. He's quite emotive in it. He really does. You really do feel for him in that film.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of losing his mind, isn't he?
Yeah, and in the Truman Show, I like those two.
Yeah, he's good in that. Yeah.
Jim Carrey performances. Yeah.
The Truman Show is a rip-off of a Twilight Zone episode, and it's a really good film. But I can't forgive it for stealing an idea from the Twilight Zone and not crediting it.
Right.
You know,
I don't
It's
remember
not-
that Twilight. Oh, I do remember that Twilight Zone episode.
Is it called A World
Yeah.
of His Own? Is it A World of His Own?
I don't remember if that was the
I
name.
don't remember either.
I don't know what it's called. Might be. I don't know, but it's definitely in the first series or second series of the original
Yeah.
59-64 run. Yeah, cheeky. They should have put inspired by or something, or you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many of these concepts, though, man. It's really hard to
Yeah, true.
come
All
up
right,
with anything
I'll
original.
I'll forgive him.
I mean, it definitely a lot more than that 22-minute episode or whatever it was of Twilight Zone. But
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
it's okay now.
big fan now.
Dave's
Dave's a good litigator.
Yeah.
So Jim's going to check him out. He's seen Adaptation. Zap says Truman Show has some of PK Dick time out of joint.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Philip K. Dick.
I don't think
Time
I've
out
read
of
that.
joint. I haven't read that either.
I think that's one I have not read.
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously completely mad. It's Philip K. Dick, but it's good.
I'm
The
kind
mad
of surprised.
probably my. Go on.
I'm kind of surprised Philip K. Dick didn't become a cult leader. 'Cause, man, he was a strange dude.
Yeah. That would have been cool, wouldn't it? If he'd have actually, I don't know, created some sort of weird cult.
It probably would have been better than Scientology.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about him. He was out there.
Yeah, he was. He used to experiment a lot with drugs, and he had
Oh.
lots.
Well, that would explain some of the stories.
Yeah, I think he had a sort of an attitude to life that was a bit like Kurt Vonnegut's. I think, from what little I know about Kurt Vonnegut, I think they're kind of similar in there.
Yeah,
approach to life.
maybe even a little bit like Kenneth Anger or Kurt Vonnegut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I read a Philip
Yeah.
K. Dick book years ago called one of the weirdest books I've read called Ubik. Ubik? Did you read that? You knew I was going to say it.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. It's my favorite Philip K. Dick book.
Oh,
But-
okay.
First, I don't know, 50, 60 pages, I was thinking, what are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
What? And then
Weird.
it clicked, and I was like, actually, I'm quite enjoying the ride now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's completely mad.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've not read that one yet.
Yeah. I did a review of it on my channel actually a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll go back and look at that.
Yeah.
So Jim is really saying goodnight for sure this time. You guys have better stamina than I do. Have a good night.
Jim's not told us if he prefer a camel or a llama.
Yeah, Jim, camel or llama,
Yeah.
man.
Come on, Jim.
In your bathroom.
Jim
That's
was really
important.
good. Jim was really good the other night on Alan and Greg's show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Crystal's got a scoot. She's going to do her homework for next week. Not next week, Crystal. Fortnightly.
Fortnightly. So it's every 4 nights.
It's 2 weeks, Crystal. Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Officially fortnightly.
Well, we've got something like that with our money. What is that? No, I don't know what it is I'm thinking of. Don't worry about it. Clearly, I mean, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, so maybe my brain is getting frazzled.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, yeah.
Should we probably wrap it up, you think?
Wrap it up.
Wow. I didn't think we'd go this long. Every time with you, I don't think it's going to go this long. And here it is, 2 hours, 45 minutes in. So All right. So for everybody that's still here, thanks so much for joining us. This was a great first episode. We had a good time. I had a lot of nice talk about food and a bunch of other things. John Whittam.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate
thanks for coming on, Scott. It was great. It was nice to have a familiar live streamer on with us. This was great.
Yeah.
It made it a lot easier having you here. So
Thanks, Scott. It was awesome.
This was great. And a couple you saying goodbye. Good night. You got time, Crystal. Good night, Zap. Thanks for Zap sticking with us the entire time. Thank you.
Yeah. That's always the first one there. First one to come in, last one to leave, all that.
Yeah. So, all right. So we will be back in 2 weeks. What is that? January 25th, right?
Yeah.
11th, 18th, 25th.
So we're back
on the 25th. In the meantime, all three of us will have some other videos up you can check out. So you'll get some fill. You'll get your fill of us. But this thing on. I'll be back with episode 2 on the 25th. So
awesome.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.